Hello, everybody. Sorry, I saw that bot was like, yo, you want some best viewers? And I was like, I was just about to pull the trigger on worst viewers too, and yet I'm glad that popped up, because otherwise, I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I already bought. Did I already buy the worst? Well, damn. When did that happen? I mean, I didn't remember the purchase, but I guess I should. What is this? Oh, okay, cool. Sorry, this was like a random thing that I was kind of feeling like earlier today, because I went down this, a mini hole. Where the hell does this go? Sorry, I'm checking out the mod stuff. Oh, Sue, you're the worst? Nice. How'd you manage that? There isn't even a character folder here. How am I supposed to... Is there? Oh. Oh, I'm not in the thing. That'll do it. There we go. Got it. Sorry, modding Demon Souls is like hilariously terrible. Because as you can imagine, it's not really built for that. Yeah, I've been putt-putting. I went to Sweet Cuppin' Cakes, or Sweet Puttin' Cakes, whatever it's called. That's where I went to go get stuff. Yeah, I'm just going through the mods right now to see what all there is in here, because there's an item rando for this, but the last time I think it was posted back like 6 years ago, and it has not been updated since. So I don't think it's really I don't really think it's worth it. So not gonna really worry about that. Because that was originally what I was thinking about doing. I was like, oh, that could be cool. And I was like, it hasn't been updated in a long time. So it would be hot fresh. It'd be hot ass too, in some cases, probably. Because Demons has like so many instances of like enemies that have like that are weak to like prong damage or like slime damage or any of those stupid things. So like you could get yourself into a really dumb position, because you could end up being like, oh good, I get to go through fucking Goron's Cavern or whatever with like a blunt weapon and just be like, dude, just kill me. Dude, I'm sorry, not a blunt weapon, a slashing weapon. I'd be like, okay, good, just shoot me. I am gonna get rid of the intro logo. Well, the intro logos are probably fine. There's like a bunch of like reshades and stuff like that. The main mod that we're gonna be doing here is actually one that's called, it seems to be pretty high rated. It's actually interesting. It's by a dude by the name of shoot, what is their name? It was like Red something. They apparently did this like about a year ago. They were working on it, and it is like a vanilla friendly rebalance. So it does some things that the remake actually did, which was up the drop rate of things like Pure Bladestone, and stuff like that. Things that were like, you know, just stupid, that were like pretty, I wouldn't say just stupid, but they're things that were like weird stuff that didn't really make a lot of sense. And it also kind of adjusts, because like there's other weird stuff like the Moonlight Greatsword. Apparently when you, I actually didn't know this. I'm sorry, the Large Sword of Moonlight is, doesn't actually get base damage when it upgrades, which I thought was weird. I was like, oh shoot, I didn't even know that. So there's actually some pretty interesting, changes in there that are kind of like quality of life stuff. So I figured I'd try that, because that seems neat. And then I was reminded that the remake robbed us of the fluted knight set, which I think is still one of the dumbest things I think I've ever seen done in a remake. I can make fun of the haha facial expressions and the weird music and shit all day, but the fact that they don't just give you the fluted set if you start as a knight is stupid. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's crazy. Because like that's supposed to be, that's like the big one, man. It's kind of like in Dark Souls, they kind of found a way around that by giving you like the doo-doo knight set, and then you can get the elite knight set later. I'm proud of you for uploading your own PKG and ISO files to get all this done today for tonight. You're welcome. You're welcome. I actually, I have, you want to see my, I actually did. I dumped my own Demon Souls thing. I have a modded PS3, so I was actually able to do that. I've got a PS3 that has custom firmware, whatever, and CW hen, whatever the hell. I've got one. Yeah, so I backed up my own Demon Souls. Allegedly. But because like I would totally recommend if you got old PS3, old PS4 that like especially just doesn't really connect to the internet or whatever. If you haven't in a long time, I would totally run custom firmwares on those. Because I'm gonna be honest, there was a site recently that was like a big repository that had like over 300 terabytes of stuff that was used for game backups. Not archive.org, it was a smaller one. I'm not gonna say the name of it. Well, smaller in the sense of like it's not like some big project like that. But it recently went down last month, which is really sad because like I'm all about game preservation. I know the companies fucking hate that shit, but like that was a huge repository for stuff, and you know and that's cool that like it's cool if like companies like re-release things. Like I think that's fine. You know, it sucks, but at the same time, like at least if it's preserved in some way, that's cool. But like most of the time they fuck it up somehow. It's like like apparently they do okay sometimes. Like and it's expensive, but the Fire Red thing they did for the Switch was like pretty decent recently, right? What, that I modified the firmware on my PS3 to make a legal backup of my Demon Souls disc? Whoops. Oopsie poopsie. Yeah, no, custom firmware stuff for PS3s and shit like that are pretty good. The funniest thing about the custom firmware for PS3 though, and I stand by this, the funniest thing was that was how they discovered basically that Sony the entire time had a pretty damn good software emulator that would just work. Because there were tons of PS2 titles that were that you could play on your fat PS3 if you had one. But even if you had like a slim PS3, you could still play PS2 games like no problem. There were only a couple games that had issues, and that meant that like at any point, Sony could have pulled the trigger and been like, just pop a PS2 disc in, put a disclaimer up that says some titles may not function correctly, as they were not intended to originally run on this hardware. Whatever. Just put up a disclaimer, but guess what they did? None of that. So there you go. I was like, neat. That's pretty cool. There's another mod that actually uses the remake icons and font. And I actually thought that seemed kind of nice because there is a lot about the remake that's actually really good. I said that before, that like I think that the remake is, in most cases, worth playing over the original if for any reason the load times. If you could mod the remake, to actually just use the original soundtrack easily, I would say that's like the way to play the game. Like I think that would actually be fine. I think I have other grievances with it, like some of the visual choices, but if you could get the original soundtrack in Demon Souls remastered, remake, whatever, I would totally do that. There are mods that bring in the Demon Souls remake OST into this, and I was like, why would you do that? Why would you ruin perfection? Oh, I have like plenty of methods of getting other stuff. It's no big deal, Rogue. Thank you though. No, I was just saying it was just sad that one went under recently. That's always unfortunate. Replacing the cat ring icon was criminal and ruined the whole thing. A resounding okay is, I guess, better than absolute dog shit, because we've seen some absolute dog shit. I get the random Souls vibe. I've been doing Dark Souls 3 recently. So the reason I went down this mini hole was I actually discovered a factoid. So two of my favorite pieces of music from Dark Souls and Demon Souls are the character creation themes, respectively. And there was something really interesting about this that I learned recently. Words, I forgot what I was gonna say. So because I love me some video game music. But I found out that basically the primary composer for Demon Souls was Shinsuke Kida, I think, and Dark Souls was Motoi Sakuraba. They did the majority of music for Demon Souls and then Dark Souls, respectively. And what's interesting, though, is that the character creation theme, specifically for both of those games, is not included on the main soundtrack. So if you're looking for the character creation theme in the official soundtrack for Dark Souls or Demon Souls, they're missing. They have names and everything. They're named tracks. You can see them in the game files, I guess, or whatever. They're named. So you would think they would have been there, but they're not. So something that I thought was interesting about that though was apparently neither of those were composed by Shinsuke Kida or Motoi Sakuraba, which I was like, whoa, that's weird. So neither of the character creation themes, which to me set the tone for like the entire game, because Demons is very like ephemeral and weird and like ghostly and just strange, and Dark Souls is like a little somber and like mysterious, kind of like you're going into Demon Souls conveys the feeling of otherworldly stuff, of a world that is like on the brink of being gone, but is kind of in the middle of it, and it's just weird. It's just a weird happenings, very like strange and like whatever. And Dark Souls is very much like going into a world that's been destroyed, basically, to a certain extent. And not much, whatever. But anyway, so I feel like they do like a really good job of kind of conveying this this thing. But they're actually not composed by the actual composers. They're composed by the dude who was the primary sound designer. So which was Yuki Takanuchi, I think is their name. And so they would be responsible for all sound happenings in the game. And I just thought that was really interesting. And then randomly my brain was like, you should do Demon Souls on PC 3 because you haven't done like an actual playthrough of that. So yeah. So I thought that was neat. There was because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna try like installing a few of the quality of life mods and stuff like that because there's some neat ones. There's one that does some stuff for the archstones, which makes them like... What does this do exactly? I know this one seemed neat. I had this one open. It allows warping to other archstones from within the level, includes your current archstone, giving you a way to restore HP and MP to reset enemies. Also includes the ability to two-hand weapons in the left hand. Does not use the moveset correctly, whatever. But anyway, yeah, so learning that apparently the guy who made two of my favorite tracks made them both for Demons and Dark Souls. But they did not make like the other music that was primarily the main composers, which I just think is interesting. That's just weird that like, because I forget what the name of the track is for Demon Souls, the character creation. It's got a name. The theme is called Souls of Mist, because it's like its own thing. It sounds kind of like the Nexus theme. But yeah, that track is actually called Souls of Mist, and again, it's not available for the actual soundtrack. Of course, you can find it online and stuff. And the first time I actually realized that wasn't on the soundtrack was back when I was working. I was actually working at Butt Buy, and I was writing reviews for the folks who worked under me or whatever, with me. And while I was writing those, I was listening to the Demon Souls soundtrack, and I was like, do they not have the damn character creation theme? And that was when I found out that it wasn't actually part of it, which I thought was interesting. So weird happenings. Oh my god, how's there a new version already? So I need to, oh shoot, I made a backup of the game and now I don't know which one is shit. There's two of them and great, now I don't know which one's which. Let me just grab that and move it over here so that way it doesn't show up inside the thing. That would be substantially easier. Cause I had to make like a raw backup of it just to make sure it didn't screw up anything. Kiln of the First Flame and its somber tone sums up Dark Souls. Oh dude, we talking about Dark Souls music in general? Like Dark Souls music is fantastic. Like, I think that like Demon Souls and Dark Souls soundtracks are pretty much perfect. Because I was thinking about that the other day, when we were doing Dark Souls, and I was like, I don't think there's a single song on this soundtrack that I'm like, there's plenty on there that I wouldn't like seek out and listen to like without whatever. I'd be like, oh man, I gotta like hear whatever. There's plenty of them that I wouldn't just like fire up and be like, oh, I can't wait to listen to like Taros Demon boss fight. But I think in context, I think every piece of music in Demons and Dark is like fantastic. I think if I had to pick a favorite from Demon Souls, and we'll get to it, is the Adjudicator's theme. It's just so weird. It's just so weird. Like, it's so strange. This is such a weird thing. There was this other big overhaul mod called Boletaria Revisited. It does like things with like special boss weapons and world tendencies and new weapons and quality of life. I was like, I'm gonna go with the one that's just like the quality of life thing. I was like, because I feel like I feel like that's probably the better way to go about it, because I didn't want to, like, you know, because that seems like it adds a lot. I really wanted to try this like little rebalance patch though. I think that this seems interesting. So but yeah, it just changes up, like, looks like it might make a few weapons a little bit more useful, because some of them are terrible. So, like, you know. So funny enough, that was actually when I wasn't God of Geek Squad. That was when I had taken over the PC sales department. Which to this day, I like that back when I did that, I was like, was this like the dumbest decision I ever made? It wasn't. It actually taught me a lot about like management and stuff, and I absolutely loved the people that I worked with. And there are times that I think back to it, and with how little reverence I had for like the corporate structure and all that bullshit, I'm kind of glad I was over there, because I feel like there were some people over there that, like, especially some of the younger folks who were even younger than I was, that like I think they were probably would have gotten taken advantage of by some of the shitty higher ups. Not the people that, like, my boss directly, but like the corporate team that would come in and stuff, who were just assholes. They were just idiots, and I feel like they would just steamroll people, and I hated that shit. So I'm kind of glad I was over there to let that not happen sometimes, even though I couldn't prevent everything. But demons got souls, best go get them. We finna. One of the bigger things on this was actually it reduced the weight of non-grass consumables to 0, which is interesting, which means that we won't have to stockpile Thomas as much, really, ever, which is nice. So, well, I mean, you will, but the problem with demons is that, like, the inventory weight does get, like, really crazy really fast. It's a mechanic I like for the most part. It's stupid, but I like it in the context of demons. But I think it's neat to see a world without it. This also kills the stam regen penalty for wearing armor, which is cool. So I think that's neat. Their justification for this was that armor basically does jack shit in Demon Souls, which is that's relatively true. It's not like 100% true, but it's kind of true. It's not as bad as it is in like Bloodborne and stuff like that, where it's like just doesn't even. Yeah, later Souls games, I feel like, outside of weapons and like spell loadouts, sometimes that like armor really doesn't matter nearly as much as I feel like it mattered the most in Dark 1, maybe Dark 2. Even in Dark 2, it's weird. Anyway, that's plenty of stuff we can talk about while we play the video games. I've definitely played this video game before, so I'm perfectly fine yapping through it. There's several Elden Ring mods that are absolutely crazy. Which one are we talking about? Oh, I didn't yet. Hang on. So I mentioned this a while back. There was this little thing I saw, and it was actually on a Reddit post, like, a while back. And, hang on, let me capture this. I forgot to show this because Erica bought this for me. She did not have to. It was very kind of her. So there was this little post, and it was on like awful taste but great execution. And this was a while ago, and I was like, what? I was like, I think that's great. Hang on a second. Let me grab it. There's a few of these around, and this guy, he's a little lamp. He's like a little robot with a lamp head, and you screw in like an old-timey like a light bulb in him, and he's just a little lamp. And he's like sitting down, and you just put him wherever. And I was like, I think that's actually great. He's like a little pipe man, and you just screw the bulb in him, and then I think he's cool. And I saw that, and I showed it to her, and she's like, oh my god, that's great. And I was like, I know, right? I was like, I don't know why the hell people thought this was like awful taste but great execution thing. I was like, that doesn't feel like that counts at all, because he's just a little brushed pipes, and you just put a little bulb in him. And I was like, man, he's neat. Yeah, he's a little bit more bronzy than silver, but he's got a good weight to him, and yeah, he's got like a switch on him and everything like that. So I'm gonna get a little like Edison bulb for him. Yeah, I don't know, man. I remember seeing that, and I was like, I was like, I don't know what's awful taste about this. I was like, this is like the cutest thing. And funny enough, I saw that if you guys are familiar with him, apparently, like this is like, because I saw this like a couple of years ago. LGR has one, because I saw it in like one of his videos at one point. I was like, oh, hey, it's Little Pipe Man. And because he had the thing, I was like, why do people think, like, I think he's great. So yeah, she bought me one. I don't think he was too expensive, but no, he's really cool. I like him a lot. So I got to get a little Edison bulb for him, and then he's a little guy. I'll probably get a smart Edison bulb, that way I can like leave a little switch on and then just turn it off, and I can put him like up there or something if I need like a little tiny lamp somewhere. Static X push it looking thing. Yeah, kind of actually. Yeah, he's really cool. I like him a lot. So that was very sweet of her to get that. Very, very kind. There was something else that was funny that I saw, but I apparently don't have my phone. I guess I left it on like the charger or something, so I'll have to go grab that. I'll be back. Ugh, all right. We got some pans, because we bought a set of pans and pots and stuff kind of quickly when we first moved in here, so we bought like 5 years ago, and there was a sale on some that Erica had been looking at, so we actually ended up picking that up too. They look neat, so hopefully those work out, because the ones we had were pretty beaten up, so it was time to do. But yeah, so we're going to be Demon's Souls in tonight. So this little quality of life patch, it changes. Primeval demons now always drop a colorless demon soul instead of there being a chance, which is great. Reduce the weight of non-consumable grass, or non-grass consumables to 0. Remove stam regen. Increase damage of select and unique boss weapons. So, because there's a lot of boss weapons and stuff that are just terrible. Like they're not even worth using. So that'll be interesting. I'll probably do like a magey build, because I feel like most of them have something like that where it might be interesting. It is emulator only. Yeah, this is built for the RPCC version. It's RPCS3 for anybody that's actually curious what it is. I'm just being an idiot. But yeah, this is the mod for it. So it seems interesting, and it seems like kind of smaller, because like I said, there was one called Boletaria Revisited, but god, it's like reworked weapon infusions, special boss weapons, new weapons, world tendency overhaul, increase in build variety, minor quality. I was like, god, that seems like a lot. I was like, maybe for like another run we could try that one, because the world tendency thing could be interesting. I wouldn't mind just like, because world tendency is it's such a mess. It's such a cool concept, but it is such a mess, and unfortunately hasn't really aged well, because it hinged very, very heavily on the servers existing, other people playing, and all kinds of other stuff. So it hinged on a lot that doesn't exist anymore. So just unfortunate. So it's not really great. There was also a mod that changed the controller icons and stuff to match like the DualSense controller, but that's just superfluous. I really do not need any of that. This is actually the first time I've tested this in a long time, actually, because I think the last time I did this was speaking of which, I meant to actually do some additional graphic stuff, because I wanted to limit the frame rate. The main thing I'm excited about is the 60 FPS on this, which will be nice. And I also wanted to bump the resolution up. Do Do we want to do 1440? Nah, we'll do 1080. I'm gonna have to restart it anyway after this. No VSync. I love this game, dude. It's so good. Let me full screen this while I mess with this, I guess. Dude, there's not a lot that hangs with Demon Souls. It's because you have to remember this was it. This was the start of all of the Souls bullshit. So it had nothing else to go off of other than maybe From's prior work. And that was it. And once again, I would like to remind everybody that they robbed us of the fluted set in the remake. Because of course they did. Because of course they did. Yeah, I think I might just have to... Because I don't know what frame rate this is going to be trying to run at. So... it might just go nuts. It's actually running it at 30 right now. I actually don't know if it can do, I know it can do... Oh, well, that's because it's in the... Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Dude, you remember when we were trying to do, what was it? Not
Welcome to
oh my god, what's the name of it? Deadly Premonition. And all the people who were like, I mean, you could just emulate the PS3 copy. That's probably the best. I'm like, Jesus Christ, why does this game suck? Why is this the best suck game ever? Can't connect to Demon Souls' servers. Sad day. Sad day. It's still running at a 30. See. Might have to... I wonder if the, 'cause I know there's like a patch for it, but... Because that can cause issues with like parrying and all that stuff too, so... We can certainly try it. Because if it doesn't work, it's pretty easy to disable, so... Because it's a community managed thing, so... Manage game patches. Demon Souls. Alright, we got aspect ratio, which we don't need to mess with any of that. Free cam, skip intro videos, unlock FPS. Okay, now we just need to reboot. Do not show me again. Now I might have to manually limit the frame rate here because if it's gonna go out of control basically and be running at like 4,000. Did they start you off as Vegeta? That is true. Skip, thank you for the resub. The human I can only see 24 FPS. The guy from Die Hard. The guy from Die Hard. Oh no. All right. Let's see. At RPCP. Capital. Yeah, it is definitely, it's cranking. I can already hear it go. Oh yeah. It's revving up. Yeah, the die from Die Hard. the indie actor Bruce Willis. All right. Probably do one more reboot after this, I think. Depending on if it's locked. No, it's just running it. Okay. Yeah, no, we're good. I think we're good. Now we're gonna see how bad this breaks at 60 frames per second, and I would imagine it's probably gonna be pretty dang good. Alright. So this is gonna be this is not gonna be a an Angus, because I don't know if this is gonna be a long thing. His name's gonna be Flebgus. That's gonna be who this is. Oh, okay, maybe Flebga, because I accidentally fucked that up, so that's good. Flebgus. And I guess we'll do... I'm craving the Elite Knight. I'm craving the Knight set, but Magic kind of might be where we end up, just because I wanted to do... I mean, Knight's got some good well-rounded stuff, which is nice. Because if we end up doing Faith and Magic, that's not bad, because it's 11 and 10, respectively. Probably be easier to do... Could do Temple Knight and all that stuff, but the armor's dumb. I vaguely remember being unable to make creatures and oh, you 1000% can. Yeah, you can. It is no biggie, I promise. I'll do Knight just to have the whatever. Flebgus deserves it. Maybe he's worth it. I love the origins that are just like, where are they? What direction are you from? Be like, one of them. Be like, you know, one of those, Flebgus is gonna be very, oh damn. What's that one actor that had like the gigantic chin that's like dead now or something? I think, or something like who knows? Like, maybe, right? Yeah, Jay Leno. There you go. That's definitely not the guy from Die Hard. Alright, I'm still stuck on that. I do like the idea of Flebgus just kind of being, oh my god. That's pretty good, man. I actually like this. He's got a softness to him that's terrifying, and I think that's pretty important to that's just important to life in general. Matter of fact, we'll just do like a little, let's make him like, he's just a happy, Flebgus is just a happy dude. There you go. That's a nice looking Flebgus. Looks like the Grudge kid. Oh, hang on a second. I just need, yeah, Flebgus is just having a good time. That's okay, we're probably not going to see Flebgus's face too much since we're going to be slapping the Knight set on him. Flebgus deserves pea-ass green hair. That's good. That's good. He looks nice. I like it. He looks good. He looks happy to be here, which is exactly what I need. He just needs to be excited. No, he's not an anus. He's just a Flebgus. He's just gross. I just realized that it ended in US, which
King Aland the 12th.
Yeah, I guess that I could see how he might be.
Brought unprecedented prosperity to his northern.
You ever see the chart that's ranking Souls games based on how quickly you can look like the guy on the cover? I have not, but that sounds about right, because the pool of Souls content and ideas for them it will run out soon. It has to, right?
From the outside world.
They've done everything at this point. I'm pretty sure somebody's like, Dark Souls 2, all throwing items, but the controller is literally stapled to the head of my penis. So like they're gonna run out of ideas at some point. So. There's no way.
The world of Bolitaria's plight.
fantastic, Frost. I'm gonna check that out. I told her a second ago as soon as I was starting. I was like, apparently our Mies got married in Frost's Tamagotchi world.
And that a
which is hype.
fog had swept in.
This is also hype. I love how they just show you the old one like super early. They're just like, here you go.
Down men,
and how cool these look! How cool these demons look!
Those who lose their souls also lose their minds. The
Soul series really did,
and chaos reigns.
Like after this, really did change substantially.
Spoke of the enticing power
like there's a look and a feel to this one that they have not done again yet. Bloodborne has some spots that I thought it might kind of get there, but
own soul is invigorated by the life force.
They're all good. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just Demons is very unique. It's a very unique game.
Is beyond human imagination.
Dark Souls, but I waved my flaccid phallus around a theremin to play. Somebody's on it right now. You just said it. You just spoke it into the world.
But none have
Demon Souls, but I like how directly nightmarish both Sui and Skip's things were. It was Demon Souls, but you control your character by controlling the depth of your catheter. Great.
Sage Urbane. Skurver the Wanderer. The sixth saint Astraea and her knight Garl Vinland. And Sage Frake the Visionary.
They just say shit about people here.
The colorless deep fog slowly creeps beyond Boletaria's
They just be saying
borders.
shit.
Humankind.
Every Souls intro, they just saying shit.
Extinction. The deep fog will eventually swallow all lands, near and far. But Boletaria has one final hope.
Some
A lone
stank-ass
warrior
fool who's
who
coming
has
through the fog.
braved the baneful fog. Has the land found its savior? Or have the demons found a new slave?
Flebgus wanders through the portal. It's just like, yum. Here I am, about to fleb up.
Brave soul who fears not death.
Good, I'm glad we're already having issues. That's great.
I shall
I'm
guide you.
glad you're already having issues. Already stuttering. Cause I wanted to see how it just handled it, just raw dogging it. And so far it's probably just a cutscene issue. We'll see. I hope it is. That's the whole point of doing this, though. I'm gonna see how this handles it, just kind of going. Oh my god, the smoothness is frightening. Yeah, it's locked at 60, so that's good. Yeah, hell yeah. Not gonna be able to wear a lot of this because, you know, the stupid heavy. I love how they give you the mail breaker like anybody ever cared. They're like, yeah, just keep it. At least that means we get to look at Flebgus for a little bit, which is nice. Get a good... God! Jesus Christ. Like, well, we get to look at Flebgus for a little bit. Flawless. God, dude, he's ripped. Look at that. Looking fantastic. My favorite thing about this guy is that he will just stand here. Since this was their tutorial, he's just like, here I am. Demon Souls, but if you press up, the game crashes and your bank sends $5 ISIS goals win before the FBI knock. That's impressive. That's a lot. We're gonna see some flaws in this that we probably have not seen before, which is fun because we get to actually see some character details. But then again, I'm sure there's like 1,000 videos out there that why it even... I think it's like because it's doing the shader cache thing down there at the bottom. Look at this. Look at this wood. And I don't know if Flebgus is gonna make it. If Flebgus is gonna make it to the end. He might. But I just wanted to mess around in this because I was like, I have not even touched this in like years. Not Demon Souls, but I guess actually that's true of Demon Souls. What was our last Demon Souls playthrough? I don't even remember. One of my favorite things is actually the way they two-hand longswords in Demons. And I don't think they ever did that again. I think once they change the way they hold that in Dark Souls 1, that was it. I don't think that ever happened again. Give me that crescent moon. The riposts are really good. Oh, that weapon stance? Did they have that in Dark 2? For the longsword? That's Dark Souls 2 though. What are you gonna do, right? Then you gotta deal with the rest of it. You gotta deal with the rest of it. It's like, alright, well that's neat. Now, put up with the rest. Thank you. So weird seeing this like all smoothithy. Yeah. Oh, they have it for like variants, but they don't have it for all of them. I wonder if that was like because Dark Souls 2 had like so many weapons and things like that they were like, here, go pull this from demons, change it a little bit so that like people don't notice. Because Dark 2 had a lot of stuff. Dark 1's got a lot of stuff in it too. Dark Souls 2 simultaneously the best and worst Souls game. It kind of is, really. It's like, it seems like things pop in very briefly, but then they, I guess like since it's doing like the caching for everything, I think once it does that, it's good to go. I don't know though. I'm no expert on how this is supposed to do on PS3 because I have not done it. The last time I did it and tested it was like back probably around the time where it first like had like proper support and everything like that. So it was definitely a while ago. He's waving to us. Hello, friend. Look at this idiot. He doesn't even know how to do a step. What a moron. The Blue-Eyed Knights are also awesome. There's just so many cool things with Demon Saleses. I need to look up like a full list of changes and stuff that little patch did, because I saw most of them, but I don't know if they had like a comprehensive list of it, which would be really cool. But yeah, I don't know what we'll go. We might do like large sword moonlight. We might do, I don't know, figure out something. Soul memory, jeez. What an interesting attempt though to try to. You can't say they didn't try to fix stuff and do whatever, but sometimes From was really weird about that anyway, because they'd be like, oh, let's fix this thing, and then completely there were plenty of instances where they like did something good and made a good change, and then for whatever reason they just kind of forgot. They forgot whatever it was they were doing. So they're just like, well. I'm trying to think of the most notable example of that. I would say Bloodborne's Blood Vials, but like, they're okay. They're fine for the most part. Having to ever farm healing items though definitely sucks. Dark Souls 2 is the only Souls game I played that I have zero desire to go back to. That's reasonable. Vanguard, kill me fast for my mistakes, so I can just leave this place. God, it takes like an hour to kill him. I don't want to do it. Like, I guess it doesn't matter. Like, we really don't need to do butt slash. We get to hear his like little honky horns theme though. That's fun. We like that. His little honky horns. Meep. 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 This is pretty damn stable so far. Like, other than those like texture pop-ins and stuff, but I think that's maybe just on initial area load. Maybe. I don't know. Look how little the grass heals. Sweet jeebs. But we're already like halfway there, so I guess let's just do. Unless I just get killed unceremoniously. That's never happened before. Nope, there's no Estus in this. They are consumable items called grass. So these idiots out here literally eating blades of grass off the ground of different colors. Look at how cool the R2 into R1 is. Like when you do like the chain where it does like the little twirl on it. Maybe it was just the maybe it was like the R2 into the R2. One of them was really neat. Whichever one that was. I don't know why I'm healing. I could literally just let him kill me. Okay, that's good. That's fine. It's so weird seeing this guy use animations that are still being used. Dude, that's the craziest thing too, is whenever they end up like reusing stuff like all the way from like this up to Elden Ring, and the fact that we still see Asylum Demon things, and all started with Vanguard. Oh no, I missed out on so many good items. I must always glitch a million Dark Moongrass as soon as I find one and call it a day.
Strength be granted so the world might be mended.
What do you think she's sprinkling in there?
So
What is that? Just some soul dust coming out of her hand? Is what? Oh, it's us. It's us, everybody. Bathwater. Meth would probably be. That's probably it too. Yeah.
This is the Nexus. It holds together the northern land.
Yeah, Estus was like honestly pretty smart for the time it came out.
Can't not exit the Nexus, but each of the 5.
God, we're just jacked up. That's okay. I can't get friendly phantoms to drop anything, but we can just cheat, so that's good. It just cheat.
Well, you slipped through the fissure too, did you?
Sure did. Yeah, it's like
My wife and
some
I would be
flickery
worthless
dickeries
in
going
battle.
on.
I would be happy to lighten your load.
All right, great. Well, I guess you can take this. You can take. I mean, these still weigh a shitload. Thankfully, item burden won't be that big of a problem though, because yeah, other things don't weigh a shitload. But it's mainly going to be like weapons and armor and stuff that's going to be really heavy. So.
Festival.
That was weird. I thought that my brain didn't even process that. Yeah, I feel like it's been forever since we've actually played this. How long? It must have been a while ago. Look at those flat world tendencies. So the main thing I'm interested in is gonna be the boss, some of like the boss soul weapons and things like that, and also maybe just like the moonlight, or large sword of moonlight or whatever, because I'm interested to see how that pans out. So yeah, we gotta go talk to the monument. Is Patch's shady ass in this game? He sure is. His nasty shady ass. I wonder if there's a way to like pre-cache this so that way it doesn't have like random flickering things. I would assume there is, but maybe not. So many of these sound effects, too, were just straight up reused for the wyverns and dragons and bullshit in Dark Souls 1. So crazy. Because Demon Souls didn't do, like, super great, so they were just like, alright, we're gonna do it again, but this time, it's somewhere else. This time, it is elsewhere. We're in a different place. I always thought this was a funny ambush, because if you somehow get you dodge that dude and then this dude's like right behind you trying to smack you in the butt, it's pretty great. I always love the little like running hop there too. So I don't know, I just really like the longsword in this. So was it R2 and then what, like R1 maybe that has that weird animation? I guess it's just the R2 I'm thinking of. Let me take a look at let's take a look at this thing and see what the notes are on it specifically so we can test out stuff. Do not need Boletaria revisited. Alright, so let's see. Underpowered unique and boss weapons have been buffed to be on par with regular refusable weapons. If you're into build crafting, you might have noticed the most unique boss weapons are plainly not great. Usually possess various effects and unique to them. Trade-offs to damage is pitiful. Oh yeah, okay, they do have a whole document of everything. Yeah, so the large sword of moonlight actually got... It never gets additional base damage, which is interesting. This is gonna sear your eyeballs out, so get ready for that. This is light mode as hell. Let's see, large sword is searching. Morian blade. Oh, the Morian blade can be buffed. That's good. What that baby's nail doing? Damn. And they let it be buffed? That's... Jesus Christ. That thing probably rips. We got the EPP rapier over there. Hand of God. Oh, they added int scaling to the rune sword. That's interesting. Makoto also has dex scaling now too. So this is just the, I guess this is just the weapon adjustments for. We could do Makoto might be fun. I mean, that'd be interesting to see the dex scaling on it, and the fact that it can be buffed is pretty interesting. We could also just do large sword of moonlight, which might be cool. I always like doing that. Because the penetrating sword takes a long time to get, unfortunately. You have to get pretty deep in for that. Chris blade seems like that might be... We could try that, because that's also... yeah, maybe do like the Chris blade, and then the... large sword of moonlight, which, again, we'd have to put points into... Because it's faith and magic, I think, or in whatever. In this, anyway. Yeah, okay. So there's some interesting changes to some of those. So that is all that's the changes for the weapons specifically. Just the item weight stuff, pure bladestone change. Yeah, honestly, this doesn't have as many changes as I thought it did. Actually, that's it. That's a reasonable amount. That's not crazy at all. There really aren't that many crazy mods for this period. Like there weren't nearly as many, just... Why my character's always half naked? That's a very, very reasonable question, and it should be asked all the time. Every time. Oh, interesting. There's a keybind for that. That's cool. For like save states and stuff. Oh, wow, how about that? There was a frame limit. Silly me. Look at that. Should have paid more attention. Yeah, no, it is unanswered. Because all of our is why. Thank you very much. You keep that answer. Committed to memory. 69. Also really weird getting to play this with like not a stupid DualShock 3 axis. Thank you. Hey, thank you, Crossbow Man, for being the worst enemy ever. How have you not fallen in? Thank you. Thank you. Go into the pit where you belong. You sicken me. Yeah, Makoto's fun. I would say. Because what are our conditions for large sword of moonlight? We just have to get to. I think we just have to get to. I was about to say Latria. Swamp 1. Swampland 1. But 2. What is swamp? Is it 2 or 5? I think it's 5. Is it pure white? Oh god. So that's gonna take a little bit longer because Maybe I should have looked into like the world tendency thing to see if there were like ways to make some changes to that. Because getting to pure white tendency. Oh, we could probably. That would probably be something that we could just be cheaty McCheaterson on, because I don't think it's going to matter too much if we just change the tendency of it to push it to pure white. Was it not pure? I didn't think it was pure white, but I just believed you because like that seems awful. And world tendency is so cool, but so terrible at the same time. So I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, why not? That sounds like, get out of here, mail breaker. Oh my god. They're so insistent. They're just like, here you go. If it's just there, that's not too bad then. A little bit of audio crackle there, but I'm pretty sure that's present in the PS3 version, so I can't really remember. A little bit of crackle snackle. It is a little crunchy, a little bit more crunchy than I expected it to be. What if I let me go to the config for this really quick. I'm gonna try switching to just X audio for it and see how that works. And let me know if this stays. Let me know if this stays crunchy. No, I just noticed it too. Go, go, go. They can't stop us. If you just run, they can't. They can't stop them. Is that Jesus? Is that Jesus eating a hot dog? Why is he eating that? Is it even Jesus? I'll be disappointed if it's not, so think wisely. 'Cause I be talking to Jesus every night, every day. I be talking to Jesus. We still crackling and snackling or not? Quit it. I just love how wispy everything is, like especially when you're in your ghostly McGasly form. Oh, it's an old emote, so it probably. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, it probably does predate Jesus. You're probably right. Yeah, where does he even get that from? I love that this dude just whips it out. He's just like, here it is. What the hell's that? Be like, firebomb. Be like, wow. That's really impressive. That's one of my favorite sound bites in the game, is that guy dying. Like, ha! There are certain things, like, I just imagine like what it sounds like. Just in like the recording booth for it, like sitting there like, okay, we need like some ungy bungy I'm dead sounds, and then it's like, huh? Like, that's, hell yeah, that's good stuff. I'd be like, all right. Those are good sounds you just made. Huh? You think it's sort of like a modern game full of choices that we would be able to load the Red-Eyed Knight into this like trebuchet thing and just like chuck his ass? That's not a trebuchet though, is it? I think that's just like a weird ass catapult. Oh boy, they're all coming. We got Blue-Eyed Knight, we got Red-Eyed Knight, we got them all. This was stupid. I should not have stopped. This is very dangerous. But also one of my favorite ways to dispatch both of these dudes. Grunt 12 and Impact 44. Here we go. Oh, no, you don't. These guys, they're loving it. They're ready to catch everything on fire. God, that's just my favorite dude. I love just how the enemies are just like, I mean, they are just willingly jumping off at this point. Like, they got a path to you, and they're just like, uh-oh. So far, the Blue-Eyed Knight's he's probably the smartest. Look at him. Damn, he's pathing good. I'm really proud of him. That's nice. He's a dangerous son of a gun. But now. And now for later. Goodbye. Remember that time I came over here to... Dude, oh my god. He's like fucking call the ambulance, but not for me. He came back. Demon Soul's fall damage did him some good. That was incredible, actually. That man just lived. God, that was awesome. All right, now these guys love to blow shit up. So what we're gonna do is try not to fall off here with this sensitive ass. Wow. That is El Flacido. I like how that very, very large explosion amounted to nothing. I love the in any of the dudes like Torch Hollows, anything like that. It's like the try not to flail challenge. It's all they know, and bless their hearts. They are certainly trying. I really shouldn't be burning these because well, I guess we're gonna turpentine. I love the translation in this game too, and like also. I still think one of the most biggest criminal offenses ever to exist was when they changed sticky white stuff. What a depressing day. What did they change? They changed stick. What did they change it to? I don't even remember what it was. I also don't remember if they changed turpentine. I think they did in the remaster. It does. Yeah, they have the iconic hollow flailing whatever. They actually just did it a second ago. That's how I got hit like 20 times. Got the good old mail breaker over there, everybody's favorite. Best weapon ever. Once we get some stats in here though, we can put on the flute. Got the old ragged robes. There was also a mod to kill the gender locked stuff, which is cool too, because I think that's stupid to even have in the first place. Also, I love the name Cling Ring. I think it's super, super good. The Cling Ring. Walmart, if you were a crow in Boletaria, what would you be doing? White slime? That's so much worse. Sticky white stuff is so stupid and iconic, and it's just great. That's one of those moments where you really have to like, you got to look at like your game if you're like remastering it or doing anything. That's like, do you change this like iconically, this just stupid thing, or what? I can't remember if we need to. Does the red? I don't remember if the Red-Eye Knight has something behind him over there that we need to go grab, but I don't think he does. Oh, you steal some of those shiny items? Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Well. Alright, cool. Well, I'm gonna leave. Wonder if they'll just end up blowing each other up.
Please, help me.
Oh, great. And here I was, just wanting to talk to Australopithecus, and now look at me. I fell off. I'm gonna level with you. I completely forgot that you could even climb that. Like, I feel like I'm so used to just like rolling off the stairs there that I just forgot. I just forgore. It was like apparently they had like a bunch of conversations when they were doing the Ocarina of Time 3D thing that they were trying to figure out like what glitches to leave in. Which I also think that's interesting because it's like I thought he was on fire for a second and I was like, dude, how did you even manage? Your Honor? What the hell are you doing? That's actually a fun little ambush right there that didn't happen because, I mean, it did happen. We just weren't looking at it. Did they just straight up change it to pine resin? Oh my god. I guess we did only play through... I guess we only played through Demon Souls, like, the remake, what? Once? No, twice, because we did one, like, right after the initial run, and then we did the... I think it was the... Because we did the magic thing, I think. Or something, maybe. I think that was it. I think we did, like, the magic run. Dude, I am terrible at parrying this guy. I feel like I never do. I feel like it's probably not worth it. They both are, yeah. They're also really, really weird. There is some strange parry timing in this is so odd to me because I feel like some of it feels like really, really good and it's like makes a lot of sense, and then sometimes it just doesn't. Again, though, for the time, I mean, like, this was before everything else, and I think that, like, for it being like an ARPG, I think it does an extremely good job at just generally most of the functions of just combat in general feels pretty good. I think that, like, there's another instance where you can throw a firebomb and just blow everybody up. But I wasted all of mine. I'm trying to think of like things around this time that like would have even been, because we talked about Kingdom Hearts when it came out was pretty good. Like, I think it did a pretty good like job as an ARPG in general. I'm not talking about the plot or anything like that. I'm talking about just like gameplay and some of the choices with it. But it probably wasn't until I would say Kingdom Hearts 2 that it felt like actually like fun to play. I think Dragon's Dogma was like what, the year after this, or 2 years after this, maybe. Something like that. I don't remember what it was. Once we get to a good like save point, there were 2 other mods I think that I was gonna try doing. How do you get to the damn gestures in this? What was the input for that? I can't even remember. Shit, why can't I remember that? Is it just holding... No, it's not that. Not that either. It was like a keep. I don't know what it was. Dragon's Dogma might have been like 2008. But I feel like it was... No, it was later than that. It was like 2011, I think. 2011. Look at that guy over there. He's thinking about coming over here, but he's like, I'll let Firebomb Man handle it. He has unlimited supply. And he's just gonna do it. Oh, is it just hold X for PS hand jutsu? Okay, good. God, that's terrible. That's not, though. I'm sorry, what? Dude, that was apparently made like 6 years ago. And I saw it and I was like, I'm just gonna get that. I was like, that feels like that's probably worth doing. Look what they took from us. This stream was a mistake. Oh, shit. Dragon's Dog Ass, one of my favorite recent RPGs. That is true, yeah. If you're referring to Dragon's Dogma, you must be referring to the newer one. Because that is the true version of Dragon's Dogma. I still think that is really funny, though, that they listed as, like, Dragon's Dogma 2 on Steam, and then you get in game, and it's just, like, Dragon's Dogma. It's like, wow. I wonder if anybody refunded it and was like false advertising. I was lied to. What? I could tell, but I can't. What? Didn't fly into free. Unbelievable. Calling the cops. I love the way backstabs work in this too, where it's like just nonsense, just like vacuum. Part of me, like, as gamey as that is, I don't really mind it because at least it like lets backstabs like function correctly, kind of, on inclines, which they don't really do great otherwise. Are we talking about if anybody refunded it? Because I mean, I'm saying it mostly as like a joke, but like getting mad and being like, they said Dragon Dog 2, but it wasn't. They lied. Look at all those crows! Look at all these deads. Very many deads. Yeah, now that I see the little quality of life thing's not nearly as crazy, I might actually try a couple other ones. Because I didn't want to like install shit and then have it like conflict or whatever, because it just seemed like it was that if it did have like a lot of changes, I didn't want it to cause issues. Which, from the looks of it, as long as it doesn't do like weapon rebalance or anything like that, it should be okay. What am I doing? Dude, where you get all these bombs? Where do they get all these like things from, you know? This place is supposed to be like falling apart. They're like, oh, hold up. Let me just go to the bomb storehouse real quick. We apparently got plenty of them over here. Trying to think what all's over there at Dargon Land. We got nothing that I probably really care about. I don't think there's anything that I care about from that. Other than like, yeah, we'll come back. It's not a big deal. Will you get Fire Shield without dying? I will not, because I'm leaving. I guess technically we could bait the Dargon here anyway. Because we gotta light this guy on fire, or light this bridge on fire anyway, so I think means I need to go a little bit deeper into it over there. Got abundance of clearance sales on bonds. Yeah, I think it is a little bit safer to do that. He fucking left because he was like, I guess I won't burn the bridge, because the real question is, why is that asshole aligned with these guys? You know? How much do you think, how much they paying that Dargon? Like he's getting paid by big colorless fog? Crazy. Get your ass back here and light this bridge on fire. Or he tweren't. That's fine. Whatever. Yeah, what'd he do? What'd he do with the mouthful of peasants anyway? Damn, not being paid enough. No, you're just doing it, me being cool, no. There we go. Okay, he's sufficiently angry. Yes, that's grand. He talks a little shit right there too. He's like, meh! I like how those guys are at the end of the bridge are intelligent enough to just not worry about it. I think we can at least grab whatever this is. And then there's the item that's up underneath the scrunt over there. That was just grass, so who even cares? They're all just looking at it like, But we're not going over there. That's a huge mistake. Yeah, we'll try to rush, I guess, Moonlight Greatsword. Then we could try to get Ruth's Chris, seemed like a pretty good option too. So we could try to get that one. I always thought this was a pretty good annoying ambush, because especially if you run past these idiots, jeez. Well, let me not do the mistake of running in the corner over there and just actually getting stuck. just actually getting stuck for real, for real. Can you? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, here comes the jump. Foolish. One of my favorite things about Demon Souls is the ability to push stuff by rolling into it, which is really nice. Not everything, but some things you can push by rolling, which is very fancy. And actually a good way of preventing some of like the most frustrating Souls deaths that you can get, which are just like got stuck on thing, got annoyed by thing. God, the non-backstab damage on like non-critical is fucking terrible for this thing. That shit, poop dick Larry. Stop. Actually, that's fine because we need to get over to start using half moon grass anyway because we got a decent chunk of health. Now I got to worry about the phalanxes that are coming around the corner there. Well, not like it wasn't exact, but Boletaria is very much kind of like a mix of like the Undead Burg, a little bit of Firelink, and then the run up to like the Parish and all that stuff, which is actually really it's crazy how much of the like how much Dark Souls was just like, all right, Demon Souls sold like donkey. Let's do it again, but slightly different. Well, it's substantially different, but I like how you choke up on it like that. That was good. Squidge up on that thing. I think I have, I should have some terp. Definitely get rid of that. Who's coming over here to kill me? Did we not get terp? Oh no, because I didn't go to, I thought we did go to where I needed for turpentine. Well, that's gonna suck. That's gonna make phalanx like absurdly irritating. There are so Demon Souls, one of its downsides in my opinion, not really a downside, it's that its level design is not like super interconnected like Dark Souls is. So like right here we open up these shortcuts, which is great, and but you can't like rest at an archstone. So like if I wanted to like just regain my MP and my health, I can't rest at the archstone. I have to go back to the Nexus, which is actually what one of those mods before was doing. It was giving the option for the ability to basically rest at archstones, kind of like you can with bonfires, which is neat. Did we skip the cutscene with the phalanx spear coming out? Also, seriously, where did I not pick up turpentine somewhere? Because like I know it's here. I'm trying to think of where it is if I didn't grab it though. That sucks. Is that a creature stuck in a washing machine? I guess that would be a dryer most likely. Oh, you're talking about like the yeah, I see what you mean. Oh, yeah, that probably is it. Yeah. Yep. Down this way. Might be over here. That sounds right. That sure was. That was the one thing we missed, was the terp. I gonna need that terp. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So the turpentine is gonna come in handy big time here because this these phalanx enemies, the big tar asshole looking dudes, they are super weak to fire. So the reason I'm saying this is I know a lot of y'all know this, but apparently there were several people who had never seen Demon Souls get played through. So the reason we're grabbing turpentine there is to buff our weapon, because it's basically pine resin from Dark Souls, and it will do a shitload of damage to the boss and make that boss substantially easier. Because otherwise you have to kind of get in there and you gotta like just smush through them because they have big shields you have to get past, and that's really annoying. So this will prevent us from having to do that. Since we're using just a standard longsword, we could terp up. Terp up for what, as the children used to say. I love how subdued like the boss music and shit is. Thank you, I'm glad I'm stuck now. Glad I'm stuck. Alright, so we're gonna do this. That can go through the wall, which also sucks, but we're just gonna terp it and start swanging. Because it does a metric butt Christ of damage. To see all these little, like, the globulons, they're all, like, up on the thing. So if you're just swanging, you do a shitload of damage to the boss, and you also cleave down all the little jelly boys. I do feel like stuff like this, though, that are, like... I mean, it does still exist to a degree, but I do feel like some of these, like, hard counters to certain bosses just, I don't know, like there's something about like the weird, just some of the weird shit that's in like some of the older, give me that hard stone, that sharp stone. I do know, I think the only stone drop change that they had was like the pure blade stone, because pure blade stone's a ass. So don't forget to show it that you did it to them. You know I had to do it to them. I don't know if the, oh wait, oh, hit him on the, damn dude, what if they had the gritty?
The monumental awaits the above.
What's the above? What the hell's that mean? That's okay, we can show the maiden in green, what's up? The monumental waits up above me. Just I specifically, while laughing this time, put my controller on the desk because I'm not doing the oopsie poopsie. Oopsie poopsie, I fucking tapped R2 and killed Stockpile Thomas. We're not doing that this time. You got the grindstone and all that crap. Yeah, heater shield, sword sword.
No interest, eh? And
if we are gonna do magic or whatever, in order to get to, well, I gotta go talk to Monumental the above. Gotta go talk to the bald baby. So it happened, I think it was the, was it the playthrough where Bitter Dab was born? I think it was. Because I remember laughing so hard and I had the controller on my knee and I like leaned forward and it fell and then it hit R2 and it hit Stockpile Thomas, and because I think Pingu had made the Bitter Dab song, and so that was a hoot. Do we still even know exactly what the monumentals are? Like they were there to like hold.
We have long awaited you.
Because this idiot is just sitting here with this one candle.
I am one of the monumentals.
They do move.
We preserve the
slightly.
fabric of reality.
The rest of them are dead as hell, though.
There is something.
Because they're like, oh, we preserve the fabric of reality, blah, blah, blah. It's like, bitch.
We too, a scourge of demons faced.
Like, bitch, what that mean?
In the distant past, under a benevolent rule, the world was united. owing to the soul arts. Until a lust for power.
Well, he's explaining that right now, that he's this is why the baby is talking to us.
Across the land seeped a colorless, deep fog, and the world faced extinction at the hands of the demons. Thanks be, we were able to lull the Old One back to his slumber, yet only after the loss of innumerable souls, and half the world lost, erased.
So I guess, like, I guess the gist of this, from what, at least from that and from what I remember, is that, like,
mend the fabric of what land still remained.
I mean, you know, honestly, they describe it pretty well here.
6 elders with 6 precious archstones. One. to
This
the
game
king
could use some
of a
boss
small
baby and minions
yet
to make it more
diligent
playable.
land. One to the king of the burrowers underground. One to the wise queen.
One to this
Great
dusty-ass
ivory
dwarf
tower.
man.
One to the chieftain of lost and ill-fortuned souls.
Oh, okay, yeah, hang on, I gotta pull up
To
the...
shaman of the tempest-worshipping shadowmen.
These are apparently the me of
And the
me and
last.
Erica.
To the great giants
Uh,
of the northern lands. The archstones were placed at nodes
Let me go grab this.
across the earth.
These were this is in
They contained
Tamagotchi life, I
the old
guess.
one inside
Frost
this
made
nexus
versions of me and Erica.
and banned the soul arts.
So we had apparently this is us in the desert.
Finally, we became
This was us in-
monumentals.
In territory where wild animals dwell.
Of reality.
And we just learned that newlyweds, Bitter Bits, and Area are together as a couple in Frost World. Hot dang, look at that.
Monumentals have perished.
Couple told reporters we thought something was up given how we kept getting dragged to each other, and now we're married in this world. Look at that. That's really cute. Thank you for sharing that, Frost. That's hilarious. That is fantastic. Oh wait, you about to go into, oh shit, you about to go to the protein dimension. That is a lot of that. Okay, now that we're here, I'm gonna take a look at some of the other patch thingies to see what else do. Infinite curse weapon and always on rat buff. Wow, I like just cheats. Those are fun. Let's see what else. We got some reshades, more transparent spirit form. Who even cares? Detailed items. What? UI mask for reshade, lost soul arts, primeval demon. We already have consumables weigh nothing for the most part from this QOL thing, I guess. Peaceful Boletaria? No, thank you. Oh, the man-eater failsafe is nice. That prevents the man-eaters from bugging out, which is just fantastic. Everyone loves that. Forgiving Crystal Lizard respawn. Crystal Lizards behave like in Dark Souls. Their dancing animation no longer permanently despawns them. Only killing them does. That actually seems kind of nice. Not just instantly lose them. I love this. Again, this is just a cheat. It's just level for free. That's not even... That's not a bot. What? It's just like, alright, just cheat. That's cool. Seamless skip. Fluted touch-up. Nah, we don't need... Fluted set as glorious as it is. I can't tell if this is actually running in 1080p, because it's still got some pretty heavy, or I guess I need to turn on anti-aliasing for it. You know, looking through this again, there's not quite as many of them as I expected there to be. There's soul value icons, which put the value of the soul on the soul, which, I mean, that's fine, I guess. I was looking at some of the world tendency stuff to see if there's anything else, but like I said, if we need something in like heavy world tendency one way or the other, it would probably be easier just to cheat that, because I don't think they would ever. Dude, Nightmare Bola that hasn't been updated in 7 years. Never mind. I was like, that seems neat, but never mind. Yeah, the Crystal Lizard thing is pretty cool. Yeah, I might actually, yeah, I might install that one. You know, share your me design secrets. All right, let me make sure that this is, apparently we can,
Now it is your turn.
okay, now it's your
You
turn. I
must
get it,
have-
thank you. Fine,
Yeah, now.
thank you. So, let me try, you know, the aliasing isn't that bad, I guess. Let me, maybe I can sharpen it up a little bit. Oh, now it sounds like ass because I'm tabbed out of it. What the hell was I looking for? Oh, this is the res scale. Yeah, we try 150%. That should fix some of it. Might have to restart it after that, though, depending. Here I come. I think my favorite part about that, like every time, is the is that I think if you land on the first stone, you're fine. But if you land on the second one, you're dead. Which is really great. Oh, you layered the beard options for it? That it kind of looks like I remember in Animal Crossing, I wasn't able to have a beard in that until Erica got the beard from Gulliver or whatever the hell his name was. Scrubble. Scrimbimbly. Scrabadash. Screzgina. I think regain lost soul. I think if you like backstep, maybe. Yeah, there we go. I couldn't remember what it... I mean, we needed to die anyway, because we didn't want to be in... whatever. Because, like, okay, so for anybody who's not familiar with how World Tendency works, so... Boletaria, if you look at Boletaria Palace, you see how it's, like, slightly more illuminated? So the way World Tendency worked was basically that it would use, like, the aggregate... So different things affected World Tendency. Things like dying in World would lower it. Killing bosses and enemy phantoms and stuff like that would raise it. So the interesting thing, which is awesome, it's super cool. The problem though is naturally since the servers are down and the game is you know 1,000 years old and all this stuff, it's kind of a pain in the ass to get world tendencies shifted. That it could be a huge pain in the ass if you that's the resolution scale threshold, I guess. Sorry, I'm looking at the sharpening and all this stuff to see what all I can do with this. As far as like the default res and all that. Oh, there's the frame limit. I didn't even see that. Silly me. Silly me. Yeah, so I was gonna install, I guess, another one of these modifications here. This is the Forgiving Crystal Lizards, which is neat. So this way, basically, if you mess up and you don't nab a crystal lizard, you don't completely pay for it, which is nice. It's probably the only one that like seems to be of any real value. All these other ones are like reshades and stuff like that. There's definitely fewer of these than I thought they were going to be. There's like people who've done like full rebalance patches and all kinds of stuff. So I don't know. God, looks like shit. What in the world? What are some of these people making? Like, that's like, oh, here, this makes it look like a gigantic, like, painting. I'm like, okay, that's going to be really hard to play. That's going to be difficult to deal with. Ugh. One thing I did not like about playing this game offline was that you only had 1 or 2 chances to do the worlds as clean. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's World Tendency. World Tendency is an awesome concept, and it is kind of terrible in its like execution, just because, well, not really in its execution, because the execution of it's cool. It's the way. Oh, that looks much better. I mean, relatively speaking. Oh, now that I'm running it at a higher res, I see the weird gray box that's around the health that people were talking about. Yeah, that sucks. That does look like ass. Is that just like because of the... It might just be because of the res scale, I guess. I'm just gonna lower it back down to what it was, because I'm cool with it. I'm hip. Then if I'm gonna back out and everything, though, I may as well just install the thing that fixes the little snoodly doodly borders. Matter of fact, that's what I'll probably do. Go grab that one real quick, because that's another change that I wouldn't mind seeing. Excess mods, Demon Souls. This is literally just called Gray Outline Remover. Dude, that's crazy that that's been in a... I'm surprised there wasn't like a community patch thing for that, because that appears to be something that was created back in 2019, so... That's wild. I mean, it's just wild that that, like, even exists. There we go. That apparently fixes that in several places. I'm gonna go to Giraffics. We'll go back to default res, 1080p. There we go. Still crazy to see this run at a stable frame rate. When I did it once, it became available. DES ran for me, and Journey to the Next is like 20 frames. Yeah, it was a... It's definitely come a long way, that's for sure. The next thing I'll check after this is to see how cheat files load for this, in case we need to change or shift world tendency easily. For me, it's just crazy to see in Demon Souls run at 60 frames. And I kind of wonder if part of the reason we haven't seen as much,
what is it?
Like,
So we
advances, I guess, in like running this on the emulator is because the remaster happened, which makes me think that like maybe, you know, that was just kind of killed some of the steam on it. Large Sword of Moonlight is faith magic in this, right? There is a Demon Souls rando, but from what I saw, it hasn't been updated in a long time. So it doesn't seem like it's been like they've stayed on top of it, which is a little sad. So I don't think that's gotten a lot of push. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go get one of my least favorite weapons, but it's definitely strong for right now, which is the Crescent Falchion. We're gonna go grab that, because that will be much stronger than using a doo-doo reggy longsword. We're gonna go to my wish is to get the chicken. So we're gonna go to Shrine of Storms and just make the run up there and go grab that, I guess. Yeah, there's no hyper aggro or anything like that. Hyper aggro, I don't know how that really would work with demons, because I feel like it would be fun, but like not, mainly because the game doesn't have like a contiguous world. Oh, it's about to be a mess. I'm doing this just to get over here, which means I'm gonna get rumble bumbled by these assholes. Oh yeah, I got big rumble bumbled. Probably have to kill these dudes. Yeah, it would be not fun, because these guys never stop. And that's pretty good. Pretty good stuff. Good thing we didn't have a lot of crap on us. Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea to... I don't know, maybe I can just make the run without dealing with it. It'd take a while, because I gotta kill like all these dudes then. And that's a lot. That's a lot of assholes. Well, I guess we technically don't have to do the... Oh my god. You know what the hilarious part is about these guys? Is, like, when you look at it, these dudes are basically Dark Souls players. Like, from... They're from the future. I didn't get my trash. Yeah, they're from the future, basically, because all they do is just spam roll. So that's it. Spam roll R1. So they're just Dark Souls players from the future. I might do a run of like the remake here again at some point. Again, I wish there was like an optional DLC to get like the original music and stuff. I feel like I would be so much more keen on doing that if I had the original music in it. 'Cause I just love the original music in the game. It's great. Good stuff. Like I said, this probably won't be like a full run of this because we've done Demon Souls 1,000 times. And if I were to do like a big ass full run of it, I'd probably just do the remake, remaster. What the hell is the name of it? Other than reason to buy PS5 at some point. Yeehaw. Yeah, because I don't think I'm gonna get through all of 2-1, because I'd probably go to whatchamacallit to get like the up. Well, because we'd have to get to Swamp Dew if we want to do Moonlight Land. Just trying to think of how much I want to. Jeez, this is gonna be a pain in the ass if I try to skip these guys. Because I don't know if I would want to get through the stank without like a weapon upgrade. I feel like having a weapon upgrade would make it a lot easier. You get all Bonzi Buddy bones? Hell yeah. Finally. Shit, I've been waiting. I could also just like do this because I feel like that's probably quicker. Yeah, that almost seems to be good, so that's pretty chunky. I'm trying to get some parries on him. That way I can just do that. These little wavy flags up here always reminded me of the Warcraft 3 start screen for like the campaigns and shit. Little wavy flag. That like pre-baked like blowing in the wind look. I love that quote that's just so full of RimWorld. Yum. Please just roll off. That would have been so fucking funny. Because they will. They will 100% roll off. They'll be like, Yee-wee! Please don't shoot me with an arrow and kill. That would be a sad day. I don't think he starts roly-polying after you, but he might. Oh my god, that was so dumb because there's the dude up top still that I forgot about. Ugh. So goofy. Demon Souls is the entire reason I upgraded to PS5. Yeah, it ended up being pretty good. They just... Some of the visuals are... Well, a decent chunk of the visuals are weird. And then... On top of that... some of the visuals and, like, the music changes, too. Because the music's not bad. It just loses its... It definitely loses its... Demon Souls weird quality. Which is pretty important, in my opinion. Because, like, it's... Demon Souls has, like, one of the most... interesting soundtracks out of all of them. Why'd I do that? I also love how like weirdly like futuristic these guys look, which is also strange. Scrana. Scrana. Oh, I whiffed that. That hurt. Big hurt. And there's really no way to change the music and stuff like that too, because like technically you could make like a modification for it where it swaps the soundtrack and all that stuff, which wouldn't be the hardest thing in the world, but given that it's a PS5 title currently, is definitely going to hold that back considerably, because unless you have your PS5 modded, which is going to be, considering that's the current generation, you know, if you're using that for anything like online play and all that stuff, whatever, then yeah, you're gonna be having a hard time with it. Just sit over here by the tree where it's safe. Yeah, specifically, I remember some of the spell sounds getting changed. Some of them were decent because it was like, yeah, okay, I can totally see how they got just like a chunkier sound for this, because the other one was like non-existent or whatever, but God, dragging my dick through broken glass up here to go to Crescent Falchion, which is funny because I could have just gone and done like another area probably, but running past these guys is, as you can see, pretty annoying. It's kind of a bitch to get past them. Oh no! Oh no! My favorite thing about that trap right there too is that you... Oh, I guess there's also the roll off that we could do over... Yeah, we could do the one over there to do the skippity bippities, but I think for where we want to go, we just need to go back to the other side over there anyway. Because you got to deal with this guy who sucks and probably one-shot us, I would imagine. We got to dodge roll his ass. Yes. The foul. Oh yeah, there's also a little lizard over there, isn't it? Shit. I love how like insanely edgy he is too with his double katana ass. Pretty good. I don't think I normally pick that up. Look at Vanguard over there. I love his ass just standing there. He's like, yeah, look at this idiot. He's like, well, I walked up here and they were gone. Look at that none damage we do. Oh my god. Not even remotely worth it. Because I think he's like resistant to... I don't remember how much damage the Crescent Falchion does to him. Probably not enough is the answer to that. Not enough damage. Not enough to justify. That's enough to at least kill that guy. So that was good. That dude just like... just flying off. God, that's good. So this might be tricky at 60 frames per second, because I think the actual roll length is shorter or something. I don't know if that's gonna be a problem. Cool. I made it. I lived. Still gotta work it. Still gotta work it, yeah. This is it. I think it's like right there, right? Like right there to the side, and then you can scooch along that edge. That's something I don't remember if that was still doable in the remuster thing. Gonna work his ass for the fashion. Oh my god. Good golly. I just noticed our character wears some flippy floppies. That's kind of nice. Good for them. I think if you just get right there at the edge of that. Oh my god. I could have just gone around the normal way at this point. Could just played the game. Ain't that just how it be though? I think it's maybe towards the corner over there, and you have to like walk onto this. I don't know if that's right though. It definitely gives us some sweet tiny amount of fall damage. Oh, that's a good. Yeah, you're right. Let me bless it really quick. Hang on. Cool. Even though it's not the griddle, but thank God that exists, because if it didn't, what would be the point? What would even be the point? Yeah, I can't remember if it's if you can hit that part right there, or if you need to like. I think you can. Doesn't matter. I'm gonna keep trying it until we get it. And if we don't get it, oh well, got it. I just had to threaten it by saying I'm just gonna keep going, because this is the butthole regenerator ring or whatever, which seems like it would just be dog shit, but it is not. Ah yes, low on grass. The only way to live. Get that Falcino. Get them fluty legs. Look at that lizard. Oh shit, I put that in the wrong hand. Well. Perfect. I gotta do this like the weirdest way ever. Give me your dark moonstone. Just had to be a. That's true. That was also a fake gamer for letting that happen. Unreal. Getting hit by them thin elephants. Give me that late moon grass. You know, back on the we were talking about the topic of required rolls or jumps, anything like that in dank sales. I'm trying to think if there were any. I love how wispy his stupid jump is. Let me see if I'll get killed by the adjudicator here, which is probably a pretty high probability, considering I have like none health. Like, listen how farty and weird his stupid theme is. Like, it's so strange. And they made it all like threatening and weird. Be flumping. Oh my god, I love the jelly noises. Give me them jellies. Did you know that the adjudicator was actually the eyes the entire time? Thanks for watching my Dark Souls. Thanks for watching my Demon Souls. Tune in next week for 7 more Demon Souls. Ooh, I might get trapped between the... Yeah. I went a little too far. There's something about this boss too, with the theme and the... It's just weird. Like, and that's just Demon Souls. It's just strange. You have this gross blobulon that's like being controlled by some kind of weird demon phoenix looking thing in a crown. What? It's such a weird... It's just weird, man. That's just Demon Souls for you. Just strange as hell, like... What's it? Oh, that's not too bad then, Frost. You'll be good. Yes, the swollen demon souls and... Yeah, Crescent Falchion will help us to get through Soglands, and then we can use... Wow. Touch rock. All right, let's go spend our garbage. Get rid of that so I can have no so we can be free and unburdened. What else did I do? Did I pick up anything else? How come we don't get stupid blue form? Then touch the demon inside of me. I like how we're getting all these points into magic too, and I don't even have...
Let strength be granted so the
I don't
world
even-
might be mended.
I don't even have like a catalyst or anything yet. I'm just putting it all in here for the
Art thou done?
Weapon. Which I mean, I guess, yeah, it doesn't really matter because we didn't start as a mage numero uno. Wait, what's going on? Hell yeah, welcome to the Valley of Defilement, which is such a cool place. Valley of Defilement and Blighttown are also still the best of the Sog Swamps, even though they're both miserable for their own reasons, but, you know. These like nasty plague mask looking dudes, and what a fun place to be. Doesn't he just fall off? I think he does. He's thinking about it. Weirdly, he didn't. Wait, why are we crunchy again? Oh no. That's been another issue with like some of the emulation stuff, was just the crunch. The crunch has definitely been problematic. The falchion is like straight up one of my least favorite weapons. I just always like... It's a solid grab early on, because especially depending on like the route you're going, you can end up with some pretty annoying enemies to fend off. So, well, I done got pizened. I only have one pizen heal, so good job. Could have also done the Faith build, the ultimate, the Omega, the greatest ever, where you get all of the regeneration effects and you just never die. Why did I do that? That was a mistake. And the targeting almost threw me off the edge. Would have been pretty funny. I love how janky this bridge is, too. What? Giant's Talisman of God. Nice. No God here. That's for sure. And like the sound of like the like rain falling and everything, it's just so good. Like this is such a well put together area. Really conveys the assery of the situation. Oh, that must have been a caching thing. All right, come on, let's do the do. Elden Ring spinoff. Look at little Eurojanks. Yeah, I knew this guy was coming up behind me, and I just stopped paying attention. Now I've got the Piz, which I think the Piz doesn't really matter because I think it's actually almost exactly offset by our regen, so that's not the end of the world. It'll be all right. We'll just deal with it. The dude just running over there. Yeah. How many Du Bois we got over there? Too many of them. Well. Ooh. Well, now we're dead. Now we're guaranteed dead. There are more conspiracy theories. Where's Dusk? It's about aliens. Also, thank you, Pingy, for the resub. Thank you all for hanging out while we test out emulation land for Demon Souls. I will say, probably one of the tougher ways to play this after doing the emulated version, and then the remake and stuff is that the load times are pretty brutal on the PS3 version. Is unfortunate. They are definitely rough. Oh no! Almost did it again. Don't I have like one of the... Oh no, I guess I don't. Never mind. And the one that fixes plague, not the one that fixes whatever. That's fine. I just need to not get pizzed, dude. That's the solution to everything. Simply do not get killed like we just did. Will he die again because he forgot he got stabbed in butt? Yep, that's it. Okay. Who is? He probably wants to play. Yeah, with that crazy dude, most of the stuff was like, yeah, absolutely fucking. Like,
yeah, but.
Interesting. Sorry, Eric, tell me about some alien conspiracy thing. I've heard that, yep. That's been a long-standing theory, yeah. Could be. Damn it. I was gonna get poisoned there. Oopsie poopsie. I always love these guys that are just chilling in the straw over here. Like, that's just their life. I don't know how that came. No, I had that only for the anniversary thing. Shit. Are they all with you now? That's good. Oh. That's what Erica was just saying, that they were from a different timeline. They just fucked up faster. Yeah, this little quality of life patch thing was not quite as much as I thought it was gonna be. I read through it and it seemed like a lot. No, I guess like in hindsight, unless you were like really gung-ho about specific weapons or whatever, it probably wasn't going to be the biggest deal. But it's been neat to see this on the emulated version, so I think that's been fun to see. I did. Yeah, I gave it to him at like 5 o'clock. What, that he... Yeah, I'm not paying like any attention to the game. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it was like 4 or 5 o'clock or whatever. Are they really us? Or are they somebody else? This is dumb to try to do this because you're gonna tank off the walls. You know my favorite, tanking off the walls. It's probably gonna be a mess if I do this here. Because I can heal up quick enough, but that's severely limiting our healing, and I didn't bring enough of the pizen heals. Shit. I guess technically, well, no, that's not gonna work. I was gonna say, if we can get down to Leechmonger or whatever, that might be alright, but I'd have to, unless I was willing to burn through like all this grass, I'd have to kill him really fast. It probably isn't worth it. I know, right? Could you imagine if the enemies appreciated the tank? That would be crazy. I kind of wanted to see if there was anything else that was worth messing around with. But this does run really well. I don't know if I'd say like, honestly though, I would say that this would probably be a good way for people to play the game for the first time if they didn't have access to a PS3. Otherwise, I would say the remaster, remake thing, whatever, would probably be the way to go. Part of me kind of wants to take a look at that and just do like just since this is like fresh in my brain, like the sounds and the visuals and everything like that, just to take a gander at it, but then I have to like re-download it and everything, and that would take like 7 years. I don't know why Are They Really Us just fucking kills me. Oh. Also been dealing with allergy bullshit again today. I had to use nasal spray bullshit earlier, then I had to take one of the allergy things when we got back from doing a couple errands, and I was like, my god, I'm dying. I'm dying. That's interesting. Here's one called Restored Quickstep, which is, I didn't know that there was apparently a Quickstep animation in Demon Souls. Whoa. That's weird. I didn't even know that. This apparently restores that. This is interesting. Look at that. Like a little twirly thing. I'd never seen that before. Apparently that mod restores that I've never seen that before. Mod replaces the left and right light rolls with sidestep animation that was cut. That is certainly interesting. It's kind of buggy if you don't move after a backstep. If you're two-handing or certain weapons that backstep you up a torso, your character will spin. That's pretty good. That's really interesting considering that like that's straight up something that we would see like way later. Because we didn't get the only thing that we got like similar to that was like the ninja flips, I guess, in Dark Souls, but even that's not really close. Yeah, I guess the closest would have been the quick step from like Bloodborne at that point. Well, I guess some of the weapon arts and things like that from Dark Souls 3 would fit that bill. Sorry, I'm just looking through some of these. If we could have gotten the Italian translation, that would have been pretty good. Primeval Demon, Pantheon Door, Monk's Head Wrapping Tweaks. So you open the door of the Pantheon while offline. That's interesting. I don't really know what the point of that would be, but I guess that works. This mod enhances your experience if you want to play with friends. There's peaceful Boletaria, Reshade. The man-eater thing definitely seems pretty useful too. Modern roll for Demon Souls. Change roll iframes and cancel animation in order to match a more modern gameplay. More modern gameplay. I love the screenshot they used for this. Damn, look at him go. God, he hauling it. Dude, I forgot Neo 3 came out. Let's see. Oh, was this the... Yeah, you like die and then you get completely death and then you lose everything. That was... Man, they probably would have lost even more people at that point if they... if that was the mechanic in the game. People would have gotten him and be like, well, fuck this. This sucks. And like, wow, this is the worst thing ever. That's horrible. Let me get back to the place really quick before I continue on. I don't even know what I'm doing because I can't see. Got it. This is covering it. What else do we have here? We got Penetrator armor set, replaces Gloom set with Penetrator set, makes Phantom and 1/4 wearing it. That's interesting. Oh, that's neat. They changed the, what shield did they change for that? Oh, the steel shield. Pretty cool. I laughed really hard when I saw the enhanced faces, because I was like, is it? I was like, is it, though? That's part of the experience. The Burial Knight set, Dark Souls 3 cut content armor. I'll pass. Got the no helmet mod, damage reduction, infinite... some of these are just cheats. I don't really understand the point of them. Quick loot? Okay, hang on. What is this here? It says, like, looted touch-up. What does that even mean? Wow, they went in deep. They were like, I'm gonna do the flute right. I'm gonna do them right. You know what, though? Good for them. They're over here like, I'm gonna make this shit look exactly like the cinematic. A Dark Souls 3 Night set for Demon Souls. There's like a lighting mod or something like that. Return to the tutorial. Simple retexture of the Dark Silver set. That's one of my favorite sets. I love the stupid Finn helmet bullshit on it. Then again, I love Garl Vinland as a character. I think that whole bit is fan. There's so many interesting parts of this game that, like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just, like, they did so many weird, cool things that just, I don't know. So again, some of it wasn't exactly executed super well, but definitely neat. Mod tries to mix the style between Demon Souls, the original, and the mods on the site. Oh, it changes the status icons. Okay. The sound effect mod. Yeah, there's only one Maiden in Black one from the looks of it, maybe two. Demon Souls remake intro full version. This mod replaces Demon Souls intro to the new one from Nope, I'm good. I'm cool with the original. Storm Ruly anywhere. There's the remake icons, Rings of Magical Sharpness and Dumbness icon. Better Archstone, Boletaria Embers. Okay, so those are more like visual type things. Yeah, there's an item randomizer. See, this was like 6 years ago, though. Let's see. Mod randomizes enemy drop tables, boss drops, key item locations, shop inventory, world treasure. I kind of want to try that, actually. It is, I mean, it is old, but... Oh, yeah. I saw this earlier, yeah. Can't recommend this as it stands. Either too glitchy or has faulty logic, maybe both, but made my game unwinnable, unfortunately. Yeah, I would imagine, like, if you... Because, like, if the logic's not set up well for it, then that would be a problem. Give me the pure sucker stone. That would have been neat if that had gotten if they had stayed on top of that. Oh well. Some unofficial patches. What did this person do? Increase pure blade stone, right? Enables fat roll and 5-2 swamp. Change old monk's black fat. See, this is like there's like some. Oh, okay. I guess you can still get the monk's head wrappings and all that stuff with this too. It seemed like that. Seems like such a small amount of changes. Love how a mod team there's Fortnite dance gesture. Enemy spawn remix changes placement of certain types of enemies. Yeah, it's so that would have been really cool to do like the 2 different randomizers for enemies and then for items too, but yeah, it doesn't look like that's gonna be whatever. Summer of Boletaria. That's pretty good. Gold fluted set. I think there was one that had like some cut content thing where you could like walk through some of it or whatever, but I don't think it did anything with it. I'd imagine the tools for modding this are super minimal. Wow, this looks like fun. What does this do? Does this just make everything suck? Hellscape graphics pack turned the game into a hellish nightmare. All maps have their visuals changed. There's hard mode, which is max HP is now 1,000 at all levels. Natural defense is reduced to 0. Grass healing's nerfed. Second chance miracles disabled. Duping is fixed. Bosses are rendered as Black Phantoms. Cosmetic change. Only visuals were altered. They retain the same stats. Black Phantom version of enemies will spawn in all world tendencies. Oh, good. Extreme mode is 1 HP. Fun. Great. Leveling up will not increase HP. Being in soul form will not lower your HP. Similarly, Cling Ring will not increase it either. Balut Magoots. Yeah, this is neat though. There's not as much stuff as I thought there was. At first glance, it seemed like there was a decent chunk, but this is cool. The Reds rebalance thing that we've done so far. That's neat to see. Like, especially some of the boss souls changed, even though my steam on getting to them and trying it out is pretty low. There's also like these reshade packs and stuff like that, which I wouldn't waste my time using like a reshade on this. Again, at that point, if I'm gonna be altering the visuals pretty heavily, I'm probably just gonna play the remaster or whatever. No, it's cool. I gotta get up for a second anyway, so. Yeah, anyway, I'm gonna take a short break here and figure out what to do, if we're gonna keep scooting along or what. So I'll be back here in just a minute. I'll be back in the end. Ooh. I could grab my holder. It's been nice and wheezy today because of this stupid. Summer Boletaria sound like Silent Hill, but without the fog. When done out of spite. Yeah, no, I think that the fact that like any of the mods exist at all, I think is really impressive.
The time has come.
You walk with the 505. Thank you for doing
I invite you, everybody. No
yeah.
pressure. Put your
I
mind at
appreciate
ease.
it.
That's right.
Thank you for doing. You the bomb. Oh god, I did not mean to do that. Good to see if there was a... Sorry, I'm checking stuff for like options. Yeah, this is a lot more stable than I thought it was gonna be. I thought that it would be a little bit more. I mean, it's also been like available now for a while, so it's not really too surprising. Just straight up disable motion blur. You can change aspect ratio. You can turn on the free cam. I wonder what it is to... Oh, activate cycle through modes with X and L3, advance frames in time. I'm curious what that looks like. Oh, did that just break everything? No, that's good. What was it? X and L3? Well, that's not. Oh, I probably have to... I don't think you have to reload it for the... Oh, for the game patches, probably. Yeah. To free cam it up. Thank you again, Iwake, for being... Yeah, we'll test out the free cam and stuff. Yeah, there's not quite as much to do, and I don't know if I feel like busting through the entire game. Busting on through. Probably should have looked into a couple more of those mod things to see how much meat was actually there. But then again, I didn't know what to stream tonight anyway. Until like this afternoon when I was like, oh yeah, we could do like Demon Souls or whatever for a little bit and test out the emulated version since I never did that. Yeah, we'll see how the free cam thing is. Hey, quick, is that a penguin on a scooter? Is that what I'm looking at? Little penguin in Scooter Town. He's just going. The last couple streams have been kind of a dunk on my part. I apologize. Magic of a not sure what no play, and also dead from allergy garbage. That's been driving me crazy the last couple weeks. Erica's pretty positive. She's that it's like because we've had like no rain, so it's just like complete ass. Nothing has been washed away. Dude, what was Final Fantasy 69? Was that Final Fantasy 16? Okay, there we go. There's free cam. All right. Neat. Man, could you imagine back in like the dank sale? Look at how long that goes down. Holy shit. Like back in like ye olden days, like early YouTube land. Can you imagine the Lorozoids with this? Including myself. Going wild. There's always Elden Ring, Oops All Promise Consort. Oh boy. Oh boy. Look at how far down this goes. Like I knew it did, but I thought maybe it was like a just kind of a even has like it's even got some texturing down here too. Wow, they even bothered to do that. That's crazy. I guess it makes sense though because you do jump in here at one point, so I guess that would make sense. But look at that shaft. Damn, that thing goes. Holy shit. It's crazy. What's at the very bottom is the question. Can Estape the piss filter? Deus Ex is just Demon Souls? That is true. Estape. What you up to, Dustin? Dude, look at this. This is insane. The fact that this is even like a... That almost feels like stupid that they would even like... Oh, okay. Well, apparently that's the that's the end of it. The flat plane over here is the end of it. Pretty sizable though. Like that thing's pretty chunky. I thought it was gonna like load into like the beach area where the thing is. That's what I thought it was at first, was the JPEG of the ending beach thing. Coming to terms that I spent $1,600 last night on a new CPU, motherboard, a little bit of RAM. That's a good chunk of money. I feel like if I hear like CPU, motherboard, RAM from like 2018-ish, that would be like, maybe if you were buying like really premium crazy bullshit, it'd be like $1,000. I mean, that's it. That's if you're getting big chunky everything. Let's go take a look at it. So that's the Nexus is definitely a lot more. There's a lot more going on there than I thought it would. Because there's also those weird like inaccessible rows of the monumentals and everything too, right? Because there's like the dead dudes that were like over. Just really interesting. That's like so much. Again, so much more space for this than would be required. That's how it be sometimes, though. I think up here at the top. Yeah, that's neat. Oh, what? Oh, apparently that cycles through it. Yeah, let's go try... We can go take a look at Boletaria, or we can go look at Stonefang. Latria is probably interesting. What'd you end up getting, Dustin? What'd you get in all damn pine tutor? Okay, let's see. Holy shit. It's actually kind of crazy how, like, massive this level is, because you got the big-ass, like, mountain thing over there. And the prison itself is, like, relatively small. But I guess they had to do... I guess they'd have to do that over there for the, That's like a lot to do just for effectively what is distance like terrain. I also think that's interesting. Like all this shit over here. That's crazy. Because I think as far as the prison goes, I think the only place you can really see it is from like that one terrace, like right, well, the one that you can actually like access, which would be right here. You can look out. You can see like the bridge and everything like that. That's super cool. Nice. Yeah, when I got a, what was it, 9800X 3D or whatever, I actually did see a pretty decent bump in performance for like games and stuff too. Especially games that were like super reliant on single core stuff. Like, I mean, WoW was a pretty big one. We got a lot of pretty big bump from that. Yeah, this is super neat getting to see this here. A little hard to see some of it. You got the giant ass spiderweb looking thing up here. It's just wild to me, like, how far some of this stuff goes, because it's just shit you would just never... Like, the ambient sound and stuff is really cool, too. Because some of these aren't loading until we get to certain parts of the level, too, so... Look at these cages. I was wondering if, what's-his-butt spawned in. But yeah, I'm sure he doesn't actually. populate until you get up to the area proper. I do wonder what the actual load trigger for it is. That is really neat though. Oh, I think I just broke it. Yeah, I think I broke it. Oh no, there we go. I could check. I'm curious to see what all loads in. Not Stonefang's probably interesting, but in Boletaria, I kind of wonder what all loads there. Like specifically from like the yeah, because like the Phalanx Archstone, that should load like most of the next area, I guess. Heard mixed things about the 9800 X3D. I've heard it's great value, but they have a bad habit of burning out. I haven't had any issues at all with mine, which is always the best information, right? When you're like, works fine on my end. So I guess while you're in the tunnel, it looks like the bridge and all this stuff isn't even loaded in yet. So that all loads when you're going through the tunnel, it looks like. The soul stank for the fogs. That's interesting. So the soul stank for the fog walls is there. The dragons are loaded. That's kind of funny, actually. So I guess they're loaded for the time being. Because as it stands right here, this should be most of... So it unloads, like, certain parts of the walls. And it unloads, like, whatever. I wonder if you, like, come around to this side, if that loads up all that stuff over there. What's that over there? Oh, this is where the, oh, look, you can actually see some Looty Magooties over here, because that's where What's-His-Butt is. Neat. That's really cool. Some flat tree back over here. That is really funny, though. Oh, wait. So there's 3 dragons that are loaded. Interesting. I wonder why. Because you have the one that's on the bridge. These are the 2 that would be loaded for... Because that one's in its, like, sleeping thing. So I think that that's just the regular set. And then the 3rd one should be the one that actually spawns to attack you in the... yeah, that actually spawns to attack you in 1-2 or 1-3 or whatever that is. No, it's 1-2. Yeah. Because now that we're out here, I wonder. It's a shame. What a shame. Yeah, so, okay, now that we, like, went back outside, it loads all of this here, but this is called over here to... That is really interesting to see kind of how, like, these load zones work, like, where things are actually loaded in. That might be my next project, is to see... Oh, hey, here's the dead pit. Neat. Which... They did do a pretty good job of actually connecting it to the water, which... You know what, the water actually looks pretty good, too, for 2009 random-ass FromSoft game. Yeah, they did a pretty good job of actually connecting this to the water over here. Like, this could have easily been one of those, like, Dark Souls 2 things, where it was just like... How the hell did we get down there? But it's actually connected, so that's interesting. I wonder if there's a thing for... If anybody has like a table thing for this. That is so weird that people would use Cheat Engine for this if they were going to do all that. Because, like, why would you do that if there's a cheat file or a cheat thing specifically in the emulator? because I was gonna see if there was anything else in there, but looks like people, I guess, still just use cheat engine or whatever. That's weird, especially considering the emulator has something built in for it. It is neat. Demon Souls has like probably one of the more like weird and kind of unique. Oh, I never did. Let's go look past the wall over here. They took the time. They took the time to do all of this up until here. I wonder if it was originally, considering they have like this winding path that's actually like textured and whatnot. I wonder if maybe originally it was intended to have like your character like proceed down through this and maybe get to the gate. Never know. It does seem like that's like partially kind of done over there, so. Again, the water looks pretty good. They got some little trees and junk off in the distance. There really is an impressive amount that they have loaded in if you're in the first area. That also is funny to me that the 3 dragons are there too. So you have the 2 that are up on the ledge or whatever, and then... Oh, from that thing you were telling me about earlier? That's crazy. Oh my god! I forgot we had that set up. Oh, gross. Oh, that's so weird to not have the camera locked on. Ugh. Oh, that's interesting. The little wobble effect is like... That's good stuff. So dumb. I'm gonna progress into the level a little bit and see. I guess you could. Yeah, you'd have to. God, that'd be so weird to have like a fixed camera thing. If you're gonna do that, it'd probably be much easier to do that in like one of the other games, because obviously this would just be like a huge pain in the ass. You want to get to the end of this area here, past the dead horse, and see, because I want to see if like when this dragon triggers up here. Okay, so he's out there doing whatever now. So it looks like the 2, now that we've gone through the tunnel, the two that were just there from the first area are now gone too, so they've also despawned. That is really, yeah, that is really interesting how it handles this. And it does it in like a pretty... It's pretty smooth too, like it doesn't, you know, feel... Look at how tiny we are down there. I guess that would be one way to check. We could like do... Back this out, and then... Watch in the distance, because we should be able to see ourselves mostly with the little thing there. Yeah, there, so he's actively flying around right now. And then I guess there we go. We're very small. Yeah, you can see that like actively load in. Yeah, there he is. Look at that. Yep. That's really interesting. Oh, I didn't even notice the city down there. I don't think I've ever seen that. Yeah. Oh god, I wonder how much of this is like, because this is from the intro cinematic. Look at that. They even took the time to do like the little church and everything over there, which looks very familiar. That actually looks a lot like that. Look at that, man. They did like the fountain and everything over here in like the town square. They got the little cathedral or whatever. And how neat is that? Yeah, it's just Anor Londo. That's really cool, actually. It does, yeah, it does kind of look like the Temple of Time. That is, especially at that, especially with that few polygon count. It does kind of look like it. How neat is that? Yeah, I've never seen that. Oh my god, there's even a little area outside of the town. Look at that. How cool is that? Yeah, like, I mean, that would be like super hard to notice. And even like scale wise, it's not like crazy off. I mean, it's a little small compared to like the player character, but it's not like hilariously small to the point where it's just like comedic. There's some distant stuff out there too, which is neat. I still think it's interesting that the fog walls like render out, but oh well shit, there's the Tower Knight. So I guess he loads in like early. Like basically as soon as you step on the bridge, he's loaded in. That is really interesting. Wonder why like so early. Because you would think they wouldn't even really need to load him in until like around here, maybe. But then again, maybe this entire segment's not that difficult to load in, period, just because it's they cull so much of this part back here, other than like the tunnel that you can see too, because they did, at this point the entire beginning of the level's definitely been cut, so that's probably not like too much to try to work with or whatever. That is basically the schlemp ass version of the Undead Burg. That's pretty good. I wonder what else gets like loaded in here. Oh, wait. Can I do it here? Oh my god, that sucks, because I was going to try to do it there right as we died, but... Does it just force us to... It actually doesn't. We're able to keep floating around. I was wondering if it loaded in the... Oh, it actually changed what was loaded in, because it's back to the beginning area now. And here's the main keep area for 1-3 or whatever it is. That's cool. I like how you can basically just see like the front of it, because naturally there's no reason to have anything else loaded in for this. God, now I do want to see Stonefang. I bet that's interesting. I think you could definitely see that that city specifically, though. You can see it in the intro cutscene, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think they show it, like, up on, like, down somewhere or whatever. When they're doing, like, the lore dump. Yeah, let's go check out Stonefang and see what's there. Oh, different play Ant Souls like? Alright, so straight off the rip, what we got over here? We got this crap over here, but it doesn't load inside there, which makes sense. Kinda doesn't make sense though, because I guess taking the elevator, is that like the trigger to do this? Yep. Look at that background, JPEG ass. That's good. I don't think I ever noticed like the desert in the distance, and oh, well shit, there's like more over here. I mean, of course I noticed like the desert, but there's like a whole like pathway over here that you can see. So this is where the start is. There's the tunnel up top. Naturally the elevator loads, because if you have that unlocked or whatever, you can go straight up. There's one of the crystal lizards. We have a silly... They definitely look a lot more like just regular ass like lizards in this. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna go check out that, because there's the cart that's, like, falling off over here. All the stone fangly fish. So there's water over here that actually has, that is moving. So that's interesting. It looks like there was, like, some kind of bridge over here that connected to something. This is really interesting, too. And you got another, like, little city on the hill over here. Yeah, like, look at the amount of, like, effort to even make this look like a, I don't know, some kind of, like, temple or something like that, or whatever. Because there's another one that's, like, sunken in the ground over here. Houses again here. So, yeah, I mean, it all looks like it's in, you know, like, falling apart here or whatever, but... Well, that's interesting. It loads in the elevator over there, too. I wonder why. This doesn't seem like they would need to do that. That's neat too. Yeah, let's over. Yeah, I'd never seen all this from like free camming around. Here's like another one of those areas that has like a bridge. Twilight Princess looking ass. Then we got another thing over here. Same, another one of these like same structures. So yeah, that's wild considering that's stuff that you will probably never see ever, even if you used like a little binoculars type thing and looked over in this direction. Because all of that over there, and then like none of this was done over here. Because I guess it would just be like mountain face. That would just be a huge waste of time to do anyway. So wouldn't even matter. I do wonder when that stuff over there like loads. Because the elevator doesn't work yet anyway, so... But I wonder if you, like, go... here. Yeah, so it loads it like once you're near the actual elevator itself. Bring me a red hot demon soul and you'll get your red hot demon soul or some shit. I like how he has a little cutout right there. That's nice. Good for him. No, we didn't finish it. I'm just messing around with stuff. I didn't really super plan on doing like a full playthrough of it. I mean, maybe it was depending on if I was like really feeling it, but kind of just gotten caught up just doing stupid junk and messing around with the emulator for it. I mean, big tong you got, be like every. I have all big tong. I couldn't remember if there was a way to even get down there before whatever, but there isn't. Like, I wonder what loads here. I also love those dudes that just throw gigantic rocks at you. That's fantastic. That's their entire job. It's just to throw that. Alright, let's see. Let's see what all loads in once you're in the tunnel. Not as much as I thought. Are you playing the HD version, or are you doing the you doing? Did they release the non-beta version of the PC port thing yet? Thing that's similar to like Ship of Harkinian or whatever. I don't know if they did. This is another reason to grab the Crescent Falchion earlier, because it can absolutely rip these dudes to pieces, because otherwise, unless you got a stabby weapon, you're probably in trouble. Probably in trouble, not gonna be looking great. God, even the amount of HP he's got. Oh yeah, Dustin. Yep. Yep, that shit's crazy. I think about that whenever I go back and like watch an old VOD and I'll see like names I haven't seen in forever. I'm just like, I hope they're doing alright. Plus it's someone who's like passed away. In that case, then I'm just even more sad. Got that sticky white stuff, oh yeah. Royal is pretty damn good as a starting class, yeah. Because then when you win, you get that victory royale, you know what I'm saying? Fortnite. God, if you want to zippity bippity past that, you certainly can. Open the gate over here. I remember what all Royal starts with. It's like absolutely one of the cheesiest traps, dude. Like, it's so funny. And I love how you can just run on that like stupid. I wonder if anybody the first time by complete accident just ran across that one board. Like they were just trying to hug the they were just trying to like sit to the left and they just blasted straight through it. Like there they go. Look at him do it. The way upgrades work in Demons is interesting too, because it's like I guess it's like all of the games to some extent are gated with the way that they handle it. This one's so it kind of ends up being like a pick your poison on like which form of gating do you want. Got the boys. Oh, they hurt. Oh no. Rapier, circlet. Oh, soul arrow and the ring that regens mana. That is really good. I think we did Royal when we did the second. Did we do Royal for the second run of the remake? Or I don't know why I'm assuming that anybody's gonna remember this. Oh wait, let's go check out the homies up here. They're just throwing shit. I want to see the animation for this guy throwing crap. It's got to be good, right? That actually is pretty good. I mean, they look gross. I like how their tongues are just perpetually out. Ugh. Dude, I straight up, I'm hungry for the day that they somehow manage to, like, Gollum when it came out was like, that is like a tragic failure of a game that was like, that like had like any type of budget. And I feel like those are so rare now where you get like this just like truly, like that was so damn funny. Like that's like kind of a, that's just so rare. Like, I feel like the likelihood of that happening nowadays is just incredibly uncommon, just because of the whole, like somebody's bound to, you know, at some point during the process not let that happen. But yeah, Demon Souls is awesome. It's weird. It's super unique. Oh, hey, look, you can see all the thin elephants out here, which does make sense because they're shooting elephant blast at you. So, do the crystal lizard because they apparently look at that face. You got the lizard, got all the thins out here. It's still got a healthy amount of the first area loaded too. Mainly, it's just the descent into the boss room, but. That's interesting. Weird. This guy's still loaded in. Mr. Future Shiny Skelly Knight. I had forgotten about Thin Elephant. Said Tito. See what all loads in here. Like, look at how weird these guys are. This is so strange. Like, all of it, it's just so weird. Oh, I wonder what happens if you switch to the camera thing right as the cutscene happens here.
Don't hold it against me, eh? Take your time, starving to death. Then I'll sell every last trinket off your corpse.
Hee 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 hee.
Heavens. Well,
One of this idiot's he just gets stuck down here too. He's just like, well, Livestock. Listen to the weird ass noises down here too.
He hurt.
God, he's like 10 times easier just to wail on than I thought he was. This is a pretty good trap for this entire part, though, and then like having to face off against that dude for a kind of a quick way, like that's just a neat setup. No, but my duel. Look at his fucking face.
You. Hey, look. I mean, a man's got to make a living, right? Here, look. I can make up for it.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that face.
There aren't many humans like us. We need to stick together. Slimy little wretch. What did I ever do to you?
Yeah, you're right. What if he, dude, that'd be so funny if he could kick you back in. Be like, here you go. What did those dudes hit him? I've never checked. Picking on Patches? Yeah, he's a bitch. I also think it's interesting that that has the... What's he doing? What if you, I want to see him. I want to see his face, but he's... Imagine holding up a shield and, like... You got that face? He's like, Like, he looks like so disinterested in anything that's happening right now. He's in full guard mode. God. You remember in Dark Souls 3 when he's like, or was like, hey, I truly am, or I am truly the Patches Eternal, and we are fated to kick each other in the wells for all time. I actually don't remember that. I really don't. Look at him just stabbing. We're already gone. And then he just walks away. He walks back into the nightmare realm over there. I do not remember that from Dark Souls 3. Oh, well, that would be why. I'm pretty sure I didn't even... I don't even think I played the Ring City. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Please, I have 20 years of trauma. Did I even play Dark Souls? No, I didn't. No, I quit. I got out before it got too dangerous. I got out before Dark Souls 5. Let's see what's above the Valley of Defilement. Honestly, that goes up way higher than I thought it would. Boletaria's toilet. Ew, look at the gross water. So this loads in the majority of it looks like. Up until, like... Now, see, those aren't rocks. Those are actually just giant hunks of poop. Oh, dude, Dark Souls 6? Hell yeah. Been waiting on that one. I still think the most interesting thing so far that we've seen was probably the, probably those little towns that they had, rendered in or whatever. I like these gross dog demons that have just been, like, half-eaten. With, like, bonulons sticking out. Look at this scribbage. look at this scribbage. Another solid scribbage over here. Dangle tongue hanging out. Yeah, how far down does this go before it kind of hits the... Probably, I would say, to the fog wall. It keeps going for a while. Yeah, it's about to the fog wall, so... That's kind of its next, like, major loading chunk over here. You guys want some animal pelt? Grass? Bones? Whatever the hell that's supposed to be. You want some? Oh, you think Blighttown Rat lives here? Talking about these guys? They did. If there is a rat in this, I'd imagine they enhanced them for Dark Souls, right? What if somebody was like, what's the best way to play like Dark Souls 1? I'd be like, oh, emulated on RPCS3. I just noticed these rats have like a thin neck. In rat culture, that is considered a... That is an honorable thing to have. They crave the honorable thin neck. It is with pride. It is with pride and ennui that we brandish the thin neck. I thought this could be like one of those like photos taken moments before disaster, because you know it, finna. Which would I be willing to live in? Well, considering that like the majority of it has already like kind of fallen apart, probably that little city down by Boletaria. 'Cause I'm not living in Boletaria proper, so you gotta live in like one of the smaller towns because the taxes are too high in Boletaria. It's too much. Dude, I'm tired as hell too, because allergy bomb killing me all the time. Kicking my ass lately. Hate it. I'm assuming they did this here so that way when your dumbass drops down here, it looks like reasonable when you die. Matter of fact, yeah, as a matter of fact, where does the camera stop? Where did we go is the question. Oh God, where is this? Somewhere down far below. Actually, no, the strangest thing we've seen was definitely the shaft in the Nexus being like huge. Like, that shit was so long, it was hilarious. You're officially 32? Is it your beef day? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Rogue. Happy birthday to you. Look at how long this shaft is. Like, seriously. Look at that. Why is there the sun in the Nexus? What's up with that? Where can you actually... Why the sun? Sun.jpg up there. Look at that thing, man. It's huge. Like, it's actually crazy how much they, like, bothered to... and it just keeps going. And the end of it seems like it was like a... Yeah, I'm guessing like default light source. Look at that. You can't even see the top anymore, barely. Like, this is crazy. I know they probably did it because like the ending sequence or whatever, but that does feel like, and this does kind of look like the beach texture maybe, but like not, I don't know. The shaft is pretty large in the Nexus. Pretty large in the Nexus. This has been interesting though. It's been neat to look at. Not quite as many crazy mods and stuff as I expected, but definitely some neat stuff that folks tried to do. Because most of it, like, honestly, it being like boss soul changes and realizing that, I was like, oh, this isn't like nearly as. Because I read through it a little bit and I'm like, oh man, that seems like a decent chunk. And then I got kind of, once I like dug into it a little bit more, I was like, oh, this isn't nearly as much as I was hoping it would be. So, which is a little sad, but that's okay. We still need to take a look at it. It's a good way to play it, I think. The caching thing is pretty annoying, especially with the characters like popping in and out or whatever. You know, so there's that. Is the statue there the exact same as the one up above? I think it is. No, this one's holding like the swords. It got this sword. Oh my god. Small B-Day sprinkle. Hot dang. Look at that. Thank you, Dom, for the bits. I appreciate it. You did. You killed it. Look at that. Because you got Dangletron over here who's upside down, hanging out with knives and barbed wire or some shit. Yeah, this has been neat. Neat kind of like half-dead stream, fun time, whatever. Nom do be tipping. They do be tipping, yeah. To see how much of the shaft gets used. It's a decent. Yeah, I mean the shaft goes on for a while, so they do use it. They do be using it. Oh, that makes sense. They use a good chunk of that shaft. Good chunk. There was the Demon Souls remake comparison, that obligatory comparison video of old versus new. Oh man. Yeah, this is neat though. I don't know if I would like if I was gonna be like, oh man, I'm gonna play through Demon Souls again. Part of me, I don't know, like part of me would be like, oh, I'll just do the remake because of some of the quality of life stuff in it and the load times. And then I don't know, part of me would say like the emulator version's pretty cool. But I feel like if there were like crazier like mods and stuff like that, like if the randomizer worked and if the or not worked, but like if it was a little bit more developed, the item and enemy thing, I'd probably do it on the emulator, but otherwise, I mean, other than just running it at like a higher res, it's, yeah. And again, if you want to do all that, I mean, is this the most amount of tutorial signs that exist in any of the games? I feel like it probably is. Like, that is a disgusting amount of them. Also wonder where they originally got the idea for that. They're just placed in one location. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like, in one space. I feel like that's probably the most of them. Because they do still have them in the tutorial zone, too. So, like, they're still out there. Which is neat. Bro, ye hair. Ye hair having some ye trouble. Fucking slut. This is the, again, if we had had these tools in 2010, think of the lore implications. We'd be talking about like this dude's like nasal folds, and like how that foretold the coming of Gwyn, Lord of Dark Souls. My favorite dead message is the one in the catacombs and Dark One that's right in front of a ladder that stops you from climbing it. Just be real assholes. Like, fuck it, just do it. Yeah, I love like how otherworldly and like alien and weird Demon Souls feels in some cases. And also like parts of the Nexus feel like almost futuristic and magic-y and crazy, and like there's just so much in this game that's just strange. It's kind of like how we were talking about Fallout 3 the other night. Where it's like just some of its like art direction is just like so weird. And it does lose some of that in the remake for sure. Like there's definitely a lot of which I just realized I wouldn't have to reinstall the remake because I only have like 2 or 3 games installed on my PS5 anyway, because they're the games that I've played on stream for it, and then that was it. Yeah, I do wish it was like, because like even like the emulated version, like we were joking about like the legally obtaining your copy or dumping your copy or whatever, which even though the steps for that aren't too bad as far as like acquiring a copy of Demon Souls, it's still, there's still some barrier of entry there, because I feel like I mean, because you would have to, it's like, let's say you didn't know like really how to do much with pawn tutor shit in general, you'd have to get the emulator installed, which is not too bad, because it's pretty easy to set up on its own. And then, you know, you'd have to get that going, then you'd have to find a way to acquire, you know, whatever game it is you're trying to run, and then you got to deal with, like, getting it unpacked correctly, which there are certain tools related to the other tools that will do that, which is great, but like I said, it's just, there's, like, so much, there's so many layers to it that I can't imagine that it would be, like, you know, super easy for somebody to do. Which is unfortunate. So in that case, if they have a PS5, I'd be like, yeah, do the remake, remaster, whatever. And then if they don't, though, I would definitely say, like, let's just play a PS3 copy of it. I mean, I suppose it just comes down to like whatever your options are for it, because that just depends on that pretty much exclusively. I've got an idea of what I want to start next week. I kind of just want to do something for funsies tonight. Like I said, I didn't expect to probably finish that, and I'm still dead from Allergyville because it just won't stop. It's supposed to rain maybe this weekend, which will hopefully help. But I've been on the wheeze train, the wheeze and sneeze train, just all whatever. But yeah, it's apparently supposed to rain like next week and shit, so we'll see if that actually happens and helps. But I think I'm gonna wrap up there. I got some work to do on the VOD channel too. I gotta catch some stuff up. I gotta get the rest of Mankind Divided up there, and then I gotta get the vampire survival night up to Vampire Crawlies, whatever it's called. Thank you, Jake Akura, for posting that. I saw your joke about the explosion at the health potion factory. 0 dead, 0 injured. God. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll be back Monday for stuff, and we'll do some fun things. So I will see y'all then. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. I'm gonna go get a snack because I'm hungry. I'll see y'all then. Take it easy. Have a good one. See you next time.